Nissan, Nissan.
The information that shows any exclusions in the warranty whatsoever were never provided at the time of sale. And I've bought several units from them.
Okay, we're up.
Yeah, that's exactly the problem I thought I'm looking. Everything is the dealerships. Bert's Nissan, boy, that's old. Bert, Jesus, that's a name I haven't heard forever. Boulder Nissan, Auto Nation Nissan, 2 of them. Academy Nissan. Who'd you buy it from?
L.H. Miller.
L.H. Miller Nissan? I bet they don't have, I bet they just don't do a...
We're going to see rainfall totals that are going to be somewhere around the 10 to 20 inch range.
Colorado Nissan Owners Club. Go Nissan. Boy, there's a shitload of Nissan dealerships.
Well, some of them are also gone.
Well, they're all defunct.
At Walgreens, we
Honda Nissan in repair.
So when you've got places
Yeah, here's all the old John Elways.
count
That's
on
funny.
Walgreens every day to get expert diabetes advice 24/7.
Let me go look at
Find
something
all
else
major
here.
brands of testing supplies like Walgreens True Metrics in store and online. And download tools to help you stay on track, like our 5-star mobile
So,
app with
Mark, what
Silver
about
At Walgreens,
Renew Home?
we are
What's
your
going on with
diabetes go-to.
I just emailed Daphne. I just said, we're just not going to do the commercials till we talk. Tom texted him. I called both numbers. One number says, hi, this is Matt, which is not him.
I totally texted him and called. And
I guarantee whatever you do is going to be wrong.
oh, I noticed. I noticed. There's no doubt in my mind.
So it's no big deal. We're still fine here doing the lives. It's just going to be for the news station over there. It's not like the first day the news station launches are going to have more than, what, one person?
Let's talk about Rocky's Auto, 63rd and Fed.
We're up
First,
to
you get a big selection. Cars,
What are you doing?
The station is launching on
big selection
Monday?
That's what my understanding from Daphne, which is, you know,
lower price vehicles all the way
this could be a CNN type deal. This could be fake news.
Then you have selection.
Could be another bombing in Korea.
They have more than 40
Could be another bombing. in
She's
Korea.
never did. She's never.
She fucking came in one day and said, we just bombed Korea, and she was serious as a heart attack.
Where did you hear it?
I have no idea. I have no idea. In some movie?
Used cars, clean used cars with a Carfax unhappy purchase. They have prices clearly marked so you can see what you're in for, and they never ever shy away from speaking to you about a deal on the spot. Give them a call, 303-426-4646. That's
Who?
Monday through Friday, 9 to 7.
Al usually runs late.
303-426-4646.
You guys hungry today?
I never eat, bro.
You hungry today?
Yeah, let's do it. Wait, didn't you buy last week?
I wasn't here last week. You had it off.
Wait. Okay.
We ordered for
Didn't you buy last
time you were
I
here?
think Al bought last time because
Okay.
he bought and then had
Then
to
I'll-
leave before the pizza showed up.
And
That's funny.
I hit him on the stairways with pizza. That's right.
Yeah, then let's order. If you want, we got to do it soon.
Against your license. Get an experienced
same old.
progressive attorney who can help you in both areas. Joseph A. Lazara, 303-429-6200. That's 429-6200.
How's the new location? Brother, how's the new location?
Not bad. Nice job. So you know Ross is gone for a week.
Yup, he went to China. That's what I said on air. I said, hey man, have a good trip to China or wherever the hell you're going
He
to,
didn't really
bud.
go to China?
No, he's
It's
going
one
to...
of those Oriental countries.
Hey, have a good time in one of those Oriental countries. Say hi to the...
Buy some rugs.
Say hi to the locals.
Who called it Oriental?
No one did.
Oh,
We're going... I
Did you
said...
know that's a bad word now?
it's not bad.
Not if you're saying I'm going to the Orient.
No,
Really?
I mean that.
You didn't say the Orient.
Oh, okay, you can, but
I
it's
just
not
said it.
considered. It's not considered cool. I'm just telling you
Well,
that
somebody
right
better
now.
tell King Soopers and Safeway because it says Oriental Foods right there
Yeah,
on top
well,
of it.
Hey, you're right. You know what? Let's get him on the air.
There
it
you
shouldn't
go.
be.
Here, right here in Denver, the Oriental Theater.
What about if you want to ride
Yeah.
the Orient Express? You call it what? The Asian Express?
The movie, the Orient. See, you can say Orient.
Yeah, right. Okay.
There's nothing wrong with Orient.
What's wrong with Orient?
Look at.
You're not
I'm just
supposed to
telling you.
refer to people as Oriental because they're not rugs, which makes no sense.
They're Asian or whatever.
If they're from the Orient,
But
There is
isn't
no
the Orient actually
no.
a region?
No, there isn't.
There isn't a region?
No, not really. It's what we have called it. You know why? Because of where they face to orient themselves.
Oh, really?
Yes, read about it.
Okay.
Hello, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. This hour brought to you by Frank Duran, realestateman.com. So, if you're buying or selling real estate, this is the best commercial I could do. Frank Duran. That's it. Frank Duran, realestateman.com. 303-920-1622. No one can measure up. He's with RE/MAX Alliance, but I'd go wherever he is. I mean, RE/MAX is great, but it's the Frank Duran, realestateman.com that I think you need to go for. Let's talk. It's car day. But we're going to get things started with people who have contacted us and need help. So we'll go right to them. And then I'll introduce our guest for car day. We have car experts. Any car questions whatsoever. It's a cool day to do this. We do it on Fridays. 303-713-TALK. Does ethanol give you any specific problems with heat, more so than in the winter? I heard it can cause problems. No?
I haven't experienced anything, but
No.
we don't deal a whole lot inside fuel.
10% ethanol, I hear, can cause problems, but I'm not sure.
Like what, like a vapor lock or something?
Yeah. Or
With the pressurized systems today, that should not be an issue.
Okay. 303-713-TALK. Greg. What's going on, Greg? That was Jeff Vick, by the way, Kimmer Transmission, one of our experts. What's going on, Greg?
Oh, just hanging out in Bozeman, Montana today.
Bozeman sounds beautiful. What is it? Cool?
It is. We've had a very nice spring up here. Very nice. Every time I go to Denver, which is often, I kind of regret leaving this year. It's very nice and cool.
I love Montana. So tell me what's happening.
Well, I'm an insurance agent. We deal with high-risk drivers. Yesterday, I got a phone call from a girl who was obviously under duress. She didn't seem like the normal happy person buying a brand new 2019 car. And she was asking for an insurance quote, and she had been referred to us, and it was just obvious to me. Father of 5, young girl. I heard a kid in the background. I was like, ma'am, can I ask you a question? You don't seem to be happy to buying it.
That's very nice of you. That's very nice of you to probe.
Oh, well, we try to teach our agents to do that. We're in a very niche segment of the insurance market. So she was clearly not very happy. And I said, well, what's going on? And she said, hey, I came here because I bought my car from here and 4 years ago, and there's something wrong with the transmission, but I'm $55 short. And so
$55 short of what?
Well, that's what I was trying to figure out. She didn't know at first either, so I was trying to present it to you the same way she did.
Okay, she said, I'm at a dealership and I'm $55 short. Is it from getting the car fixed, from getting a new one, from getting it towed, from what?
Bingo, I was just as confused. She was with a salesperson to buy a brand new car, but she was apparently $55 short because they wouldn't tell her what's wrong with her now trade-in. She came to get it fixed and looked at.
I understand, and they talked her into another car, but I did you ask, what are you $50 short of?
I did. She said it's the fee they charge you, the diagnostic fee, to tell me if there's something wrong with my car.
In other words, they wanted to charge her the diagnostic fee on what, the old car or the new car?
The old one.
The old car.
So what's the problem?
Yeah, I don't understand what's going on. She was buying a new one, and they said in order for you to buy this new car, you have to give us $50 to do a diagnosis on your old one before we can give you a trade-in, right?
No, not at all. She came in to see what was wrong with her car.
I understand.
They said, well, we're going to need $145 for us to look at it. And she said, well, isn't it under warranty? It's my transmission. And they said, sorry, you have to pay us up front. And she was, I'm $55 short.
Oh,
well,
got it.
We can't help you. So they ushered her to a salesperson who
So-
then said the only way out of this is for you to get a new car.
Oh my God! So she didn't have the $145 diagnostic fee. So the guy's suggestion was to buy a new car.
Yes. And they
Oh
only
come on!
offered
What
her
dealer is this?
$4,000
What dealer is this?
Skyline Mitsubishi or Skyline Motors, actually, in Thornton, 104th.
Does not surprise me whatsoever. Skyline does not surprise me.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah. So anyway.
Well, just
So what happened? I mean, you didn't tell me the rest of the story.
Well, so I said, hold on one second. Let me give you a call back. I got her hooked up with her old insurance company. I wasn't going to get anything out of this, but I just saw a situation where they had really
Did you talk to her? I mean, well, what happened? Give me the rest of it. Did she buy it?
So, she did not buy it.
Good.
And ultimately, your name got her the diagnostic for free. And you know what, Tom? She only needed a flush. That was it. Transmission fluid flush.
Thank God that you got involved there, Corey. Seriously.
Man,
Greg.
That's awesome.
Greg, thank you for getting involved. Seriously, man. I can't stand Skyline. None of the Skyline people. Can't stand them. I don't mean the people, individual. I don't know them. You know what I mean. The people as in the organization.
Yeah, but the people make up the organization.
Yeah. But they seem to have a culture of lying and cheating and gouging and we don't. Do we ever get any good reports on Skyline? I don't think we do. Corey, what's happening, Corey?
Hey, Tom. I've listened to you since you've been in Denver, and I've run into you at Colorado National Speedway.
Oh, yeah? What's happening?
Fraud. Well, so it's a long story, and I'm going to get to the crust because I know how you are. You're limited.
Oh, no, sometimes, yeah.
Okay, on June 22nd, 2016, I purchased a box spring mattress that was represented as brand new from Mattress Firm.
Wait, when in 2016?
June 22nd.
Gotcha. Okay, 2016. Bought a mattress. From where?
It's from Mattress Firm, the Aurora store, Abilene in Mississippi.
Okay.
It came out of their main warehouse that they had at the time. So I'm out of breath. I just ran to the phone.
Oh, okay, no problem. You want me to give you a second and come back to you?
No, no. I want to get to it right
now.
That's
mattress in 2016 from the Aurora store of Mattress Firm. What's going on?
Yes. Okay, so we had issues with it, with what came with the bed. I don't want to go into detail because it's not about that right now. We've had it stored in our garage for 3 years as evidence as we filed a lawsuit pro se. We had to go up against their corporate lawyers.
Wait, hold on. Wait. It was stored in your garage since you bought it?
Yes.
Why?
So, because it was in zippered bags because it came with bed bugs.
Well, okay, but you missed that part. You said you went right from you bought a mattress and it's been stored for 3 years or however many years. Okay, so let's get to it. So you bought the mattress, and when did you discover bed bugs?
Okay, we discovered those within 5 days, but I didn't know what it was.
Okay, so where did you discover them?
I didn't know it was them yet. Okay, let me get. It's hard to get to it. There's so much to say. So,
but Corey. Listen, bottom line, just one thing at a time. You discovered bed bugs. How? I have to just know that. You don't have to tell a big story. Did you have bites and you explored, or what? Okay.
Yes, I had bites.
So this was back in 2016.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you removed the mattress when you discovered you had bed bugs.
Well, to tell you the truth, we never heard of bed bugs, or heard them, but we never seen them. So the thing is, though, I didn't know they were in the mattress. Okay, so the mattress had a defect.
That's why they call them bed bugs.
Yeah, I know. It had a defect. It was sunk in the middle. So I called them, and they said they would make an exchange. So I took that one back.
Okay.
And they gave me another mattress, and it goes from there. We started finding bed bugs a few days after that mattress, but we think they were already in the house from the first mattress.
Corey,
so we've had these
new mattresses don't have bed bugs.
I know. Well, there's a problem with it. That's where the problem comes, okay? Now, we went
So
to
when
court.
you noticed, hold on, just wait. I don't want to get to court yet. Okay? The second mattress had bed bugs, according to you, from the first mattress or however, but not from you guys. So what did you do then? What did you do then?
I called the store and told them the situation, and they said they'd have somebody call me. 3 hours later, nobody called me, so I loaded the stuff up and took it to their store.
And then what?
Their manager, Jerry Vaughn. I even brought a bag of bed bugs.
Then what? Yeah, then what?
I told him I had a lawyer. I gave him my lawyer's card, and he said he couldn't talk to me. He threw me out of the store.
Well, of course he did, because you went right in with an attorney. Did you go in and say, hey, can I have another one?
No. At that point, I didn't even know what to do. I wanted help to clean up the situation, but of course, they didn't take any responsibility. They said it was my fault.
Well, you went way past the statute of limitations anyway if you didn't file. So what happened then?
Well, no. So we filed the lawsuit, and we.
When did you file a lawsuit? Back in 2016?
It was 2000. Well, the time we had to file it, I believe it was 2018.
All right, hold on. I'm really interested to see what's going on here, because I don't know how you sue a store for bed bugs when they have new mattresses unless you can absolutely prove there are bed bugs there that carried over.
I'm curious the outcome of the court.
Now, here's one possibility. I don't know how they ship their mattresses, but if they delivered the mattress and they pick up old mattresses, could be old mattresses have bed bugs, got in the truck, and then onto the new mattresses. I don't know. But you went to court, so I'm anxious to hear what happened.
That would bug me to have to do the forensics on that.
On the bed bugs 3 years ago?
Get it? It would bug him. You totally, just like
No, I
this.
did get it.
Al, he doesn't get...
Hey, we should get that guy.
I'll say to him how Tom loves Hummers. No idea. He thinks it's the car. Or when Tom's got to whip out his dinger.
What's Olga sending me?
He grew up on a farm.
He's trusting.
We should try to get that guy on Seinfeld, you know, that could read.
Olga. Oh, I have her stuff. Got it.
Or remember the one that did the cartoon and Elaine called him out? It made no sense.
From the New Yorker.
It made literally no sense from the New York. And he finally acknowledges, well, yes, I guess you're right. It makes no sense.
Who's your favorite character in that?
Kramer.
Kramer's got to be. I mean,
Kramer's good, but really, I think the best actors.
I'm sorry. Who? I'm Tom Martino.
I agree.
Quiet Cool of Colorado is the place to go when you want to cut down on your air conditioning bills, get fresher air into your home, and cool off your attic. You know, it's hard to believe that one product can make such a difference. Quiet Cool whole house fan makes that difference. Now, I say Quiet Cool, any whole house fan will help. But I like the Quiet Cool because it's remote mounted behind the insulation up in your attic with a small duct going to the opening in your ceiling. It's very trimmed and beautiful when it's put in, less than an hour of installation, and all remoted, no wiring the walls needed. But when you turn that on, you notice the difference. It pulls cool air throughout the house, it equalizes the house, but it really gets rid of that hot air in the attic. All of that helps to lessen the load on your air conditioning. But does something else. It does about 5 or 6 air exchanges per hour. And if you use these wisely, when it's cool out, when your basement is cool, or in the evenings, you can cut down your air conditioning bills substantially. I use my air conditioner less than half the time. I love this thing. I love it. QCcolorado.com. 720-398-4510.
Indeed. We understand that when it comes to hiring, it's important to have a large...
When I'm completely lost, if you could just like whisper a word, it would be helpful. I know I shouldn't be lost, but sometimes it happens. I'm sorry.
And he couldn't get anybody to read it.
Oh, yeah.
And he brought it to the guy that turned George purple.
And he goes...
Can you understand this cartoon?
You should see the political cartoon that guy faxed us from yesterday.
Is it good?
Yeah. Or is it
stupid?
no, if you're 4 years old. Hey, it's better than the diagram that I outshined you in years ago.
Uncle, Hello, Kevin.
Look at that fucking Where'd you get that magnifier?
This is magnificent.
Whose is that?
What in God's green earth?
Jeez, I thought he carried that around for a second.
Is it funny? You guys got it? It's good?
He's laughing. He's got it.
No, it's good.
What is it? Is it good, guys?
Wait till you see it.
No.
Just wait till you see it.
What were you saying, George? George is your character?
No. I like Kramer the best, but I think George is the best actor. Anybody that can play like this, he does.
He's great.
Oh, the stuff with the Yankees and stuff like that. When
He's just like, say, such a Nimrod and all that plays that.
But he epitomizes the New
Anthony's
Yorker
can't
that
deliver in
knows it
time.
all.
Do you guys want Jimmy John's?
How do they not deliver with 3 apps? Why don't you call them
They said
out?
at the earliest.
Anthony's?
Just call them out.
He said they get slammed with orders the day before. Said really you should call the night before if you want a pizza by noon on Fridays.
Oh my God.
They're full of shit.
And he was very nice.
Why wouldn't they buy another oven and hire another
I
delivery
don't know, but
person?
do you want Jimmy John's, Mark? I don't think so. Nightclub, Unwich, Tom? Okay, nightclub.
Isn't there other pizza places?
Remember Little Rick's was, but I don't think they're here anymore.
No, they went out of business.
Just ham and cheese, that's it? No mayo?
You know, I heard you can make a mean sandwich. Why don't you go make a pizza, babe?
Okay, with everything.
And you should be making sandwiches.
Dan wants you to make the sandwiches.
Yeah.
Nightclub?
Yeah, you know what? Just because you answer phones doesn't mean you can't make us sandwiches.
Okay, Al?
Unwich and do it the Italian, no onions, and the pepper banana. Please and thank you.
And he forgets saying it. He's so drunk he totally spaces it. I love when people leave drunk messages to us. I mean, it's so funny.
Are you making
And that one guy with the
I'm not a
Genesis
sandwich
thing,
maker.
holy shit,
You want a
man.
sandwich?
He
Nightclub?
was crazy.
Little Rick's
Crazy.
is open, Tom.
If I talked to him in the morning, everything was fine. Come noon, he's fucking shit-faced. Can you imagine getting shit-faced by noon every fucking
Oh
day?
my God.
Is this a challenge?
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK.
Sounds like college.
All right, I want to bring you up to date. Corey bought a mattress in June 2016 from Mattress Firm in Aurora. He said he noticed some bed bugs, took it back. They gave him a second one. He said the second one had bed bugs. He either thinks it came from them or from the first mattress, which was ultimately them. And so he hired an attorney, which I think is extreme, but he did. And they went to court. This is where we left off. Okay, Corey. So then what happened? What happened in court?
Okay, so the judge.
I think he said pro se, though.
No, did you?
I was pro se.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I did, but we did have an attorney send a demand letter. Okay, back.
I don't care. So what happened in court?
Okay, so the judge said there was enough causation proved to give it to the jury, and it ruled on that, and then said that she was going to dismiss it for statute of limitations by 4 days.
Okay, so that's what happened.
Okay. So let me tell you what happened. Last weekend
Hold on, Corey. Corey. I'm not going to hop to last weekend. Here's what I'm asking.
Okay.
Back when you went to court, was it dismissed?
The case, yes.
Okay, keep going. What else?
Okay, so Saturday we were preparing to take everything to court. I took the mattress.
Wait. It was already dismissed. So
no, it was dismissed yesterday, but we were getting our evidence together to take to court for Monday this week. Okay, we went to court Monday, so I took the box spring mattress into the courthouse, zippered bags on a cart, rolled it down the street into the courthouse.
Okay.
Okay, so Saturday morning we're loading it up to get it ready to take to court, put it in the truck.
Gotcha.
And I look at the law tag on the box spring. The law tag on the box spring had June 22nd, 2016 on it. And I looked at my receipt because I thought that's the day we bought it. So I'm like, okay, so how does those dates match? How did they manufacture it, tag it, package it, and ship it to Denver from Corsicana Mattress Company in Texas on the day I bought it?
I don't know.
I called Corsicana this morning.
Yeah.
I called them and I said, how does that work?
Yeah.
And they said they had a bunch of explanations to cover their butt.
Okay, what are the explanations? What are they?
Well, okay, they said first they said that the mattresses are are stamped when they're made on the assembly line, tagged with the date they're made. I said, well, how does that work? You guys are 12 and a half hours from
Okay,
Denver
I get
driving.
it. Keep going, Corey. I get it. That's unlikely.
Okay.
What else?
So, and then they said, so I said, well.
What do you think happened? Let's just get right there, because as fascinating as you think this story is, I'm losing audience by the droves. I need to know, what do you think happened?
Well, they told me that the other explanation from their manager was that the mattress tags are stamped when they're received.
Okay.
Well, that's not legal. It's supposed to be stamped.
First of all, what does this have to do with anything? What?
Well, I think that they sold me a retag mattress or something. There's something going on.
Okay, I understand. Okay, so you're thinking that they sold, but how would the retag mattress be in the future? In other words, it doesn't make sense. It sounds like a mistake. But Corey, that's not evidence. That's just a screw up. I mean, here's the deal. You were first talking about bed bugs, right? Did you make your case? No, it was dismissed anyway. What difference does it make? It was dismissed.
They objected to us introducing the Colorado Bedding Act.
Corey,
in court.
Corey, you are Corey, you don't want to hear this. The fact that you brought the box spring and mattress to court, the fact that you had an attorney write a demand letter, you immediately wanted to go the legal route. You're unbalanced. And now you're talking about the Bedding Act. Why don't we bring in the Supreme Court? Here's the deal, Corey. You got bed bugs in a mattress. They could have been eradicated in one treatment, and you would have saved time, money, and hassle.
No, we did get it treated, but my thing is the clock starts running when we discover that they sold us a mattress that was made on the day we bought it.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It does not. The clock, the tolling starts when you should have known or knew about a fraud. That's not a fraud.
I didn't know about the fraud.
That's not a fraud. It's not a fraud.
Oh, it's not?
No, I don't think it is. I don't think a mislabeled mattress is a fraud. I'm sorry. Corey, I don't think you have a strong case. But let me ask you something. Okay. Let's get right down to it. You had the mattress fixed, cleaned. You're using it, right or not?
No, I'm not. It's in zippered bags. And,
okay. Did you get a refund? Did you get a refund? Do you still have the mattress or not?
Yeah, I have it, and I got my bank agreed with me and gave me my money back. So you know what, Tom?
Okay, so here's the deal, Corey. You seriously now, and I hear your wife or somebody in the background, I'm going to tell you, you are way unbalanced over this deal. I don't know what the hell's going on, but you are way unbalanced. You had a mattress, plus you got your refund. Aren't you satisfied, Corey? Your bank did not agree with you. Your bank agreed that the credit card was not going to be used, but they can still come after you for collection. And if I were them, I would come after you and collect because you still have the mattress. And you know, one good treatment, heat treatment, will make that mattress eradicated of all bed bugs. And I'm telling you, the chances of those bed bugs coming from them is more unlikely than them coming from your place. Not from you necessarily, but are you in an apartment? Are you in an apartment? No. You're in a single-family home?
10 years.
Okay, well then probably not. Then probably not from you. But here's the deal. You went way overboard. Way overboard. You could have just had the mattresses treated. Then you could have sued them in small claims court for the price of the treatment. You went way, way overboard. Now, I appreciate that you're a listener and you perceive me as a fighter, but I don't fight battles where it's stupid to fight. I don't go overboard over stuff.
You don't think this would fall under the 1978 Mattress Act? Jones versus Smith.
He said the Bedding Act. What is the Bedding Act? Look it up. Olga, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you?
Good. What's happening?
So, to make a very long story short, in 2011, I bought schools because I thought that it would be a really good investment. And the reason I bought it was because of, I guess, the commercials. I did a really stupid thing, by the way, but I was listening to commercials about Gold Line, and, you know, they said that, you know, it's a really good, you know, thing to do.
Well, so, sometimes gold and silver can be investments. Gold, yes. Now, here's the deal. If you buy it's like any investment. Buy it right. If you buy it normal retail, not such a good investment. If you buy so-called collectible gold, it's a terrible choice. You know, when they mint these phony baloney things and they're supposed to have intrinsic value. But anyway, what did you do wrong?
So what I did wrong was that I just hastily bought about $25,813.80, actually to be exact, worth of gold, and about $10,000 worth of silver, thinking that one day when it's a rainy day and the gold goes up, you know, I can cash it in and get basically my money back.
Okay, well, what's the problem?
Well, I went to Helen Bitcoin.
Wait. You didn't buy gold. You bought coins.
I bought coins.
That's
yes.
way different. Okay, but did you buy it for the price of gold, or did you put a collector value? Was there a collector value put on it?
Well, I don't think so. You know, because
well, here's how you do it. You take the ounces, and what were the ounces going for at that time, and did you pay more than that?
Well, I'm sure I did, because
well, then you paid intrinsic value. You paid some extra value.
I did. Well, I paid way too much, actually. They totally overcharged me.
Do you know how much? I mean, there's no such thing as overcharging when someone gives you an offer and you buy it. There's no such thing in this country as overcharging. There's gouging, yes, but you know what? It's not a legal term, really. I mean, I don't know of anybody who can define it. Now, if you were overcharged, and I'll agree that you were, because most people who buy gold and silver are overcharged. So let's assume, for the sake of argument, yes, you were overcharged. Now what? You don't go back to 2011 and do something about it?
Well, right.
I mean, you just don't. Oh, I'm trying to save you time. If you bought it in 2011, did you think you could go back 8 years later and do something about it?
Well, because the price of gold has gone up.
But what do you Olga, so I'm asking you this again. You bought something you bought something overpriced 8 years ago. What did they do wrong? Did they violate your contract?
Okay, well, I think what I'm trying to say, the reason for this phone call is to warn others.
Okay, now that I'll go with. That I will go with. If you hold on, I would love to put out the word absolutely, positively. Unfortunately, you're beyond a statute of limitations here. You bought something that was overpriced. That's you. They put on the contract what the price was, and you paid it, right? I'm assuming. Did they promise anything? But we'll warn others right after this.
We were going to get Mark on. Mark from
I don't know what.
Is
he coming on?
And look up to see what he listens at.
Even when he
I mean, you know, the same old shit.
Stupid.
We don't have to prove she was overpriced.
Until taste. Lays him out.
Did you even go?
He just locked up.
That was brilliant.
So where'd you guys get the cartoon then?
It was stupid.
What cartoon? I want to see it. Can I see it?
The artwork.
We have a magnifying glass.
Look at that magnifying glass.
Well, look at the stupid wording.
You can start fires with that thing. That's wonderful.
We can kill ants.
Huh?
Kill ants.
I can't. I can't even take it.
Oh my God.
Did you used to fry ants?
Fry ants? Oh yeah. We used to do lightning bugs. Remember the lightning bugs? You guys ever had those?
We catch them, put them in a jar.
Light them up at night, shake them.
That was our flashlights.
Do you get it?
I didn't even, let me see it. I haven't
Dr. Chris Centeno, I call him the father of stem cell therapy in a clinical setting because really he's the first one to use it in humans in a clinical setting. And Dr. Chris Centeno, of course, has since been copied by thousands of clinics around the world. Here's the deal, though. Being the original and doing this for this many years, he is able to have thousands of case histories to draw from. No other clinic has that. And also, he's one of the few that do true living stem cell therapy, which means they extract it at the time of treatment and re-deliver them. There is no way to have true stem cell therapy if they have fluids shipped in. Centeno Schultz, the real deal. TheStemCellExperts.com with weekly seminars that I urge you to attend. You can get an evaluation there. They'll look at your MRI and even do some ultrasound. 303-963-9201.
Have you seen the YouTube videos? with the guy that the...
My God, I don't even understand it.
I don't either. I don't understand it at all. Does anyone understand it? It's the worst cartoon I've ever seen.
Did anyone get it?
One guy in the front.
Oh man, this magazine.
Oh, it's great.
I feel like Inspector Clouseau.
It's really bad.
You got it from the New Yorker.
No, what I'm saying is it's too wordy. I got lost in it. I honest to God don't understand it.
It's something like all the trash AOC is bulldozing down, and I don't know if that's hell.
Into where?
I think it's
Well,
hell.
look at line
I think
4.
it's hell.
He said he bought mattresses from Mattress Firm for his mom and himself. They both ended up with bed bugs.
Okay.
That's curious.
Yeah.
Here you go. I did tons of shopping. I'll send you a thank you
Inspector
card.
You betcha. You betcha. Enjoy.
Here, this might help you use
Tell
the
me
bathroom.
what I missed.
The old dick joke.
The old
It took them all but 36 minutes to start.
That's like a good dick joke.
Oh, my God.
36.
I had a listener send me a picture of Dan and fucking Kaminsky in the hot tub together.
Oh, yeah, right.
It's fucking kind of
Do they
fucked
have a
up.
hot tub there, Mark?
Oh God, that hot tub.
No, do they have a locker room?
Yes, they have a locker room.
Is there a lot of excessive nakedness?
There is nothing but excessive. In fact, I'm pretty sure
You wanna see
clothes are
the
optional.
video? Look at the video for a second. You have a second?
There's no way I take a shower there.
Just get out of the way.
I think you get what's that foot? That
Yeah.
fucking
There's no way
foot
he's
thing.
doing this.
Two guys.
But you get out of the way.
Kill two guys.
So one.
Why would he do that? Oh my God! Why
What is
would
it?
he try to
A Rolls
help?
Royce falls on top of a guy.
Yeah.
On a lift, the mechanic.
Why would he try to
Look at the guy in the
help?
back.
Is it new?
That is
He's
so
dead.
sad. That fucker
Oh,
could have.
he's dead?
He should have just left. He's trying to hold it.
Oh my.
Oh God! That is really bad.
Looks
That's
like
bad.
someplace.
Why?
It's someplace in
Yeah,
the
no
coin.
shit.
For the coin problem, gold
Yeah,
problem.
no, notice it's someplace in the
I
coin.
don't. I mean, there's really nothing to say. We can talk about limited edition and how
That was-
bullshit it is.
That poor car.
Okay.
I just,
I'm gonna
you know what's fun?
Oh, here.
That's sad. But he was trying to save his job.
He was trying to balance.
Get out of the way. It's a car. It's a car.
Granted, it's a nice car.
I saw a video with a
Isn't it
forklift.
sad?
It's horrible.
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
That's on YouTube?
It doesn't say a date
Wait,
necessarily.
think
It's
people
just
died on YouTube? I guess.
It wasn't gory.
Yeah, but to show
he
that.
disappears. You know he's dead.
Well, you don't know that.
There's
Actually,
no
does it say he's
died.
dead?
Yeah,
Look at
it
this
said he was
body.
Mechanic died as a result of Rolls Royce.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
died. Oh my God in heaven.
Maybe he did this and went flat.
No, it says he
When
died.
the compression of the suspension goes down, he's done.
Exactly. Well, I heard a lady lifted up a Volkswagen one time.
Takes that long.
What's that got to do?
You see this one?
Could you make a cartoon of that?
Are you
I'll try.
talking through the speaker because we cannot hear you at all?
Maybe I'll try.
Oh, ooh.
Yeah. Hold on.
You guys are morbid.
No.
Is this happening again?
No.
Holy cow.
Oh,
That's gotta
This us.
hurt.
That's my treat.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, so Olga's telling us a tale of woe. Unfortunately, it happens a lot. She bought some gold coins, thought they were worth a certain amount, turned out they weren't. She wants to warn people, so do we. We also have an expert on who can warn you. Hey, Olga, when you started thinking about gold, did you go to the internet? Is that what you did?
Well, I kind of just listened to the commercials. I think that's.
And
what
what's the
happened.
name of
So
the company? What's the name of the company?
It's called Gold Line.
Gold Line? And what were they offering? What kind of coins?
Well, you know, that's the stupid part on my part, I guess, is that I really don't know. I just trusted them because the people that were advocating, you know, that were kind of, you know, representing are the people that I kind of trusted and listened to on radio.
What kind of coins? Do you know anything about the coins?
Well, I don't actually.
Do you have them in your possession?
I do, and I actually emailed you pictures also.
Okay.
But, they are.
I'd like to get an
Roslyn Capital or one of those where you got Henry Winkler or whoever on at night.
Well, I mean, listen,
You overpaid. When you went, did you get them valued now? Did you get them appraised?
I did yesterday, yes.
And
that's
how much?
I found out that I got totally,
How much?
The Canadian coin, let me just start with
No,
it.
just give me your total. Your total investment turned out to be worth what?
My total investment ended up being, let's just put it really mildly, that I lost $23,000.
So you mean to tell me all that gold you have there, after spending $36,000, is worth about what? 30 grand? I mean,
no, it's actually worth, let me just...
I did the math. 12 grand?
Okay. Yes,
Okay. So this does not surprise, hold on, this does not surprise Mark Machowski. Mark really, he's on the show on Car Day many times with Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair, but out of that same location, he does American numismatic investments, which are coins, and he does gold and silver. This has been a hobby and a business for him for how many years, Mark?
About 35 years, Tom.
Now, Mark, this story is old hat, isn't it? They buy coins, years later try to sell them, and they're worth nothing.
Yeah, I hear these stories every day, every week, and I've been hearing it for years. People buy these coins from TV shows, and then they come in and sell them to us. And I actually am very transparent, as you know. I show them what the current value is in today's market, and then I look at the value of what they paid. For instance, on those gold coins, the value at that time in 2011 was about $408 a piece. So let's just say $410 a piece for those 1,000 shillings.
How many did she buy? How many did you buy?
I bought 30 of them.
So $400 a piece.
It was actually $860.46.
Right. That's what I was just going to say, Tom. So it looks like, 'cause it's kind of blurry, that she paid $860 a piece. But in 2011, where gold was at, their value was about $410 a piece. Now, yes, gold goes up and down. 2011, gold was at $1360. It's at about $1410.
So had she sold at another time, she could have made money possibly or not?
No, because she paid more than double for those coins in 2011. Today's value, those coins are worth at about $510. So it looks like, give or take, she paid about $13,500 more than what they were worth in 2011.
Okay, and gold has not gone to a point where you can make up for it. She can't even break even.
No. They shouldn't even be sold as an investment.
Well, I don't know.
And the same thing with the silver too. The silver was an
and the silver coins too. I want to comment on the silver coins. The Canadian silver coins have less silver content than U.S. silver dollars. So the Canadian silver coins, their value right now, maybe about $9 to $10 a piece. Again, I can't see what she paid for them because the email.
Okay, so
I'll tell you how much I paid for them, just so that the viewers or listeners or whatever can hear.
Yes.
So I paid $29.41, and they are worth $7.62.
All right. So listen, we've learned a lesson. It's not just Gold Line, though. We put the word out about. I don't know of any legit ones online. On TV.
Mark, is it possible? I doubt it because I'm pretty savvy. But years ago, I invested in with the Franklin Mint. What are they?
Commemorative. Now, Mark, what about that intrinsic? What about that intrinsic value they give things? They say, "Oh, I know it's worth gold plus." Is that plus ever worth anything?
No, because you're paying big premiums over what they're worth, and then when you go to sell them, the people wanting to buy them, including myself, are not going to want to pay what the current market value is because, of course, we have to sell them. So it all depends upon what kind of a percentage rate those dealers want to operate on to buy coins from customers that are bullion sensitive. Now, numismatic coins, I'm a professional coin grader. I've been grading coins for a long time, and I grade coins for everyone, including dealers. But the grading on numismatic coins and valuing on those coins is a lot different than bullion-sensitive coins. But again, on the gold coins, she paid more than double in 2011 what they were worth in 2011. Because gold in 2011 was at $1360. It's about $1408. Doesn't matter, though. She paid $860 a piece for those gold coins back in 2011, and they're only worth about $410. So she's
So-
paid more than double.
You know, Olga, I know you didn't call to hear all the big mistake you made, and we can help others. But at least, you know, are you going to just cash out though? At least, Olga, are you? Oh, I have her on hold. I'm sorry, Olga. Are you going to cash out and at least take your licks?
Well, I think what I'm doing is just waiting. I'm grieving right now. I think anytime you have such a loss, you have to, you know.
Yeah, I know, but are you hoping that someday, what would gold have to go to is the answer? I mean, you know, you'd have to triple gold prices right now.
Well, I think that what I was told is that it has to be like apocalyptic times.
Right. So if I were you, I'd get out because the stock market would make you more. I would get out and then find some sound investment. Really. 303-713-TALK.
This report.
No, I didn't see the
Oh,
See another out now.
So they jumped on it.
What now?
The Coast Guard where they intercepted that submarine.
Yeah, okay, what is that? I saw only a headline. What were they doing?
They were drug runners. They were full of
it.
Yeah, they were drug runners. They were trying to outrun them. It was full of coke.
Oh, that was like a couple days ago, right?
But did they get it? Did they get
Coke
it?
and marijuana.
Let me see.
There's a picture.
They did all that for fucking marijuana.
No, it's cocaine.
I think there was marijuana
Here's the
too.
video. Here we go.
Really? Did it cut down your
It's
supply?
like 1,000 pounds or something of
Did it
coke.
affect your supply?
I want to see that, though.
Yeah, I got it on hold.
Right now, a few clouds in 86.
I can't believe this guy had his own private island.
Coast Guard are not part of the military. Show them that man.
Yeah, there it is. Look at it.
Clinton's been there.
That's fun, huh? He was knocking? Why did they open?
Evidently, they couldn't guard it.
Drug runners own submarines.
You better believe it.
That's weird.
Let's talk about Fix It 24/7. Fix It 24/7. The $39 people. $39 to get in your home and tell you what problem you have, if any. If you're hearing something, seeing something you don't like, $39 to find it, no matter how long it takes. And if they find, of course they will find. When they find the problem, they present you with a full and complete estimate for just $39. If you decide to have the work done, they subtract the $39 from the job. 720-526-3939. They also do a complete refurbishing and cleaning, adjusting and checking of any major system for $39. That's your HVAC, air, plumbing, or electric. And that's worth every penny. Now here's the best part. Right now, if you buy a furnace and AC system, you get $1,000 for that old hunk of junk furnace as a trade-in value. $1,000 off right away for the old furnace. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939. FixMyHome.com. Okay, let me see.
Yeah, for anybody who says, "Oh, Coast Guard's not real military,"
So
they're chasing.
Where is
him
the
down.
sub? Okay, why didn't the sub go under? Since that's what they did.
I don't know enough about subs. I don't know if it's moving
Right,
that
they have
fast
to
that they can
recharge.
dive.
They have to
Yeah,
recharge.
there's a good possibility. Yeah, they might have been out of battery power.
Oh,
Yeah, recharge the batteries.
well, then why are they? How are they on top?
Is it a
Because they're
good-looking
running their
sub?
motors at that point.
Maybe they didn't have oxygen or something.
Yeah.
Now these sons of bitches got off. That's what I understand.
They got off? Really? The people inside there?
No. This guy gets off and runs on the sub.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
that's like a
not
real
on
sub.
this guy. It's off the other boat.
Now watch. But he's
Yeah.
the Coast Guard, right?
Yeah, this is Coast Guard now.
Watch.
He's gonna jump on this.
Look at this son of a bitch.
He's gonna jump on it?
Yeah. Look at this. They can get right on top of this one.
Because he used to ride bulls.
Yeah, here you go.
Now look at
This
Jesus.
G.I.
Now
Joe
look at it.
badass right there. Get open the damn hatch.
Now why did they open it? That's why they opened it.
He's probably right. They probably didn't have enough battery power to go down. They had to stay on the engines.
Hello.
You're not running out of that.
Stop the boat.
God bless.
That's what they covered. That's it. And the rest they
That's
won't.
a cool submarine.
They make marines.
Yeah, they've been doing that for a
Or
while.
a little one.
Yeah, they do little ones, man.
No, it was full
They
coat.
make marines look like engineers.
You can afford to buy a submarine.
Well, it couldn't have been going that fast.
Yeah.
God almighty, there's money in drugs, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit.
You ain't a kid.
You know, what's cocaine cost you if you're in Colombia? It's like free.
Well,
You just
not
got to
when you
get
pay
it
off-
here.
Not when you pay off everybody.
Yeah.
But submarine.
Well, I guess what I mean, it's a natural resource. It just replenishes itself.
I want to know the story. How do you
They
find
brought it
a submarine?
Well,
How do they even
somewhere it
find
grows.
They put it in the Amazon. They do the
Cocoa plants.
They cook it down in the Amazon.
But how do you even find a submarine? How do they get it? They tip or
Cash. People come build them, man. They go find them.
No, I meant, how did the Coast Guard catch wind of it?
Oh, yeah.
Sonar.
Sonar. It gotta be. It's gotta be. They gotta be just...
And then they check with the military. Nobody has anything out there. The research vessels aren't out there.
Well, they usually paint on the side of those cartels, so you know it's not the military.
Well, that way you know which one when you go up to the dock belongs to you.
You know how planes have letters.
Oh, my God.
You know who had a lot of those was that, who's that guy we have in New York right now? The old, the Mexican guy. El Chapo. He had all kinds of shit, man. Did you see the tunnels he did?
Yeah,
I mean, this guy had tunnels.
Were wonderful.
They were unbelievable.
Little trains, little rails and everything.
He had trains in them.
Yep.
He had escape hatches from anywhere that guy would go. It was remarkable. We actually caught him, or they caught him, I should say. I saw that stadium the other day, man, in Vegas. That thing's coming quick, bro. Real quick.
They want the money out of that sucker.
When do you think you'll get your tickets? When do you think you'll see your first game there?
The last email they said they were shooting for the 2020 season. There's no way they're going to have that done.
God, you don't think so?
I'm wondering, do you honestly think they can do that?
Yeah, I can't. Looking at it, man, they had so many people on site there last week.
Maybe it is. Let me see if there's...
It looks like they're all metal, like, it's basically just like a big-ass steel building.
It's a direct set. That's what it is. Let me see if I get any emails, updates. They sent it to me. I don't read them all.
Everybody out there is psyched about it, though. They love it.
Oh, it's going to be amazing.
Man, Ford's looking really good, man.
Good. Boy, this Epstein, they're really trying to get him. He could walk. Just for
He's not going to walk. How can he walk?
Well, because there's almost like it's double jeopardy because he was already prosecuted for this.
Not for
No,
all of the
they've
crimes.
got new charges.
They've got
on
lots
it.
of new
I hope so.
He ain't
There's
working.
dozens.
Hey, hey, look, she's talking. This is never good.
AOC?
She's saying something stupid, I guarantee it.
Because she's opening her mouth?
Cortez?
She's citing death threats.
Yeah. That woman put a stop to all dumb blonde jokes for the rest of history.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. So she bought gold coins, was ripped off seriously. And most people are. You buy gold on the Franklin Mint and all of those, they're not worth what you pay. Beware. 303-713-TALK. Now, let's talk about Diana's problem with commercial property. What's going on, Diana?
Well, my residential home backs a commercial property.
Okay.
And when that property was put in, there was an agreement with the association and the homeowners that they would erect an 8-foot fence.
Now, disagreement in writing?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And the agreement was between who?
The original owner of the building.
And did the original owner of the building sell?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then it went away.
So who does this fence belong to then?
Well, the original owner put it in?
Yes.
And now it's falling over, Tom.
Okay, gotcha.
On her property.
Okay. Now, that's interesting. So it was put in. So I would assume the property, it went with the property. But is it on the property line or is it offset? Do you know?
I believe it's on their property line.
Well, you got to do more than believe. You got to know. And sometimes believing is knowing, but not all the time. Here's what you need to do. You need to figure it out with a survey, the HOA, not you alone. I mean, you know, you guys have to come to an agreement. Sometimes there is no clean answer, and the one who it bugs the most takes the initiative.
Right, right. Well, I contacted the property manager, and she said that she needed some paperwork that said that, you know, they indeed had put in the fence originally. And so I got her that paperwork.
How'd you get it?
The original owners of the homes on this side went to court to get this done.
Good.
And so we have the original paperwork and all of that, but it doesn't seem to be recorded. Like when I called Jefferson County.
It doesn't have to be recorded to be legal, but here's what I want to ask. When you say recorded, are you is it a deed of some kind? It's not a. Is it a easement? What do you mean by recorded? Contracts don't have to be recorded.
Yeah, no, it's a original agreement.
Doesn't have to be recorded. I mean, unless somehow it's against the property. In other words, if you want to make sure it's a covenant on the title, if you want to make sure all owners do it. See, in the old days in the South, for example, they had deed restrictions against blacks owning the property. And these deed restrictions went along with the property. Some of these deed restrictions were so old, people never checked when they bought property. And then politically, when they ran for office or something, they'd be cornered and say, hey, you bought a piece of property that doesn't allow blacks. So what I'm getting at is, it can be obscure and hidden. So many times you have to look at deed restrictions. Is it a deed restriction? Does it say that the owner of that property inherits the obligation?
It doesn't. All this original paperwork.
It's just for the original fence, right?
Right.
Well, then I don't think you can force them to do anything. I think it's going to be both of yous. I mean, like the HOA and that whoever owns that building. But here's the problem. If they don't care, it's very difficult to force them to. Joint fence agreements are bad news. I always recommend you do a setback on your property and control it. But right now, that's too late. If it's is only a section on your property falling?
Right now, yeah.
Well, this is a problem.
And it's the trees and shrubs on their side of the property that is pushing and breaking the fence.
Okay, then you're going to have to go to a county or city zoning or somebody who will care about that. Because if your HOA doesn't care enough to fight it, you have to do it yourself. The problem with doing it yourself is you're going to find when it gets bad enough, they're going to replace the whole thing, and all that work you did is for nothing.
Well, and that's what she says. She says when she calls the county, they're only required to put a 4-foot chain link fence. So we don't have chain link fences in this area.
It doesn't matter. What the county is saying, you might have more restrictive, but we don't care.
Yeah.
And they're allowed to do that. They don't have to care. It's a terrible situation. Diana, you're not the only one that faces this. So many people move in or buy places or people buy next to them. And the joint fence agreements or easements or driveways, all of those agreements go to hell. And you have to keep fighting and fighting. And it's usually the one that cares the most that ends up footing the bill. And that's reality. Here's the takeaway on this. When you buy a piece of property, look at all taxing districts, improving districts, joint fence agreements, maintenance agreements, easement agreements. Make sure you look at everything. I'm Troubleshooter Tom Martino. We have more coming up.
Let's talk about how you can help home buyers. We have a number of programs. They're all free. Whether it's our Ideal Home Purchase Plan that is an all-encompassing roadmap to buying your next home, whether it's our 3-week closing guarantee where we underwrite and approve your loan.
What calls are up? Oh, are you watching this?
Yep, they're.
Place on first car with Diana.
Hello.
Mortgage company, but helping home buyers. And in this market,
Oh, I'm sorry. What's your name? Keith? Hey, man. I'm glad you called me back. What's going on with it right now, by the way?
new home buyers get ready to buy. IdealHomeLoans.com for your next ideal home loan. 303-867.
Hey Jeff, this guy said he was going to call in, or we were going to have him on. He says he cannot find an aux transmission pump for a 2009 Chevy Tahoe hybrid. I was told they don't make them anymore. Have you ever heard of that? Aux transmission pump? Yeah, that's he called in and he's got it and he needs this pump.
Auxiliary.
Yeah, auxiliary transmission pump for 2009 hybrid. It's and so his is bad, but he says they don't even make them.
They have to make it for 10 years.
Oh, that's a law?
Yeah, they have to provide. Yeah, they have to be able to provide replacement parts for 10 years.
2009 Chevy Tahoe Hybrid.
Isn't this nice? They're so fast, it's hard to believe.
They are. They're freaky fast.
That's pretty good now.
Where is this team?
Who did the ham and cheese?
Him.
You.
Nick Yetsley did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not really yucksy. I mean, it's not bad.
From Gilpin County. It's Nick
Who
from
did
Gilpin.
an unwich with peppers?
Me.
That's
No onions. Yeah.
He did.
yeah, but yours is
Weirdo.
no onions.
Weirdo.
His was. This is.
Thank you. They corrected.
Weirdo.
Okay, here you go, Jeff.
Mr. Weirdo.
Thank you very much.
Here's yours. This guy got it right. Here is a regular unwich.
Say what? Anybody
Isn't
says
it funny
it's
how
Nick
none
can't
of the
make
sports
sandwiches?
teams want to go to the White House?
She made all these pretty quick, didn't she?
No onions. Now I told him with peppers. Oh yes, here it is. Here's yours, Al. Now Daniel, they might have screwed yours up.
That's fine.
The only thing they might have screwed up is the actual unwich part.
That's okay.
Well, that's the most
Don't
important
blame me.
part.
You
That's
know
the
I
most-
don't screw
That's
up.
the most important part for him.
She's never made a mistake yet this year.
That's too bad, because the most important part is
Yeah.
unwich.
Yeah, but the day's still long. Thank you.
There you go, Trouble.
You trouble, Al?
No, never.
And
What's going on?
I can't. Maybe this is not bread. They got it right. I squished it enough.
I was just going to say that.
Thank
Just
you.
squish it.
Thank you, David. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Yes, sir.
I think you might need a knife. Don't you?
thank you.
No,
I have
no,
one.
Jeff, I'll
Okay.
keep it. No, thank you, Suzanne. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
Here's some extra water.
Yes, sir. I
Somebody
feel bad
gets
about
a
me
little
getting pizza
thirsty.
last
Oh,
time.
that was
About there.
That's just the way that
You
went.
bought but didn't get.
I was bringing the pizza up. Is that in time it was just me and you,
It all
Tom?
worked out because really, I had enough time to get down there, get set up, and then we were playing with that Napa group.
Okay.
So
You make a million tough business decisions every day.
it was my fault for having stuff to do. You did your best.
Tom, you're going to comment on the cartoon then? What you see?
Oh my God. Did you get it? Did you attempt to read it?
Yes.
Does it have to do with 9/11?
No, it has to do with AOC and garbage. I think they're pushing this garbage into hell, AOC is. I think that's what the cartoon is showing.
Oh. What garbage are you talking about?
Like plastic bottles and that kind of stuff.
But when he sent it, didn't he say it was going to prove something?
It was really funny.
Revitalized Health does biotin and more. Anything to fight AIDS, you get at Revitalized
Ham and
Health.
cheese.
Hormone natural, whether it's estrogen or testosterone, they also do the treatment.
These unwiches are a good idea.
To goodness, you will never believe what
They're
biotin
excellent.
can do for you.
That's all they have to do.
They're really age fighters.
I wish the damn greenies would focus on garbage and trash versus that freaking climate change. The greenies and stuff. Like all the stuff in the oceans, there's miles and miles of plastic.
That's a
floating in
big
the ocean.
problem.
Yeah, I agree. That's what they should focus on and not all this other CO2 stuff.
Give them a call,
Here's the thing.
720-361-2302.
We can't control climate change.
I'm sorry?
We can't control climate change.
To the Denver warehouse.
Man, you're good. This guy's supposed to call. You could be here.
The therapy you need to stay young and healthy. HormoneRose.com.
Uh-huh.
Baseball season
You could be what?
That's good. Now I gotta see if that guy's gonna call in. I'll try to get him to call in. He can just...
Hospital stepping down.
Who is? The labor secretary?
What's going on?
Nothing escapes you anymore.
Oh, you should step down.
Do you know how many plea bargains these judges in
Oh.
politics have made?
Absolutely. Well, why should the judge? What about the judge who accepted it? He just stepped down.
Yeah, but they don't want his head. He's not on the Trump
Right,
staff.
that's right. You're exactly right.
Who?
Because he's probably a liberal judge. I tell you what, it's very possible that Clinton did a few young girls with him.
It's not only possible.
I didn't have any sexual relationship with that woman. I don't know how.
He put out a statement. He only flew 4 times on Epstein's jet. They found 26.
No, the one his press not secretary. His press maybe it was his former press secretary. I don't know. Someone that did something for him said 26, but that doesn't mean
Not
anything.
originally. Not originally. They said 4.
Well, he's got.
Originally they said 4.
I'm pretty sure he's got timeshare on the island, so.
He's got 3 weeks a year, but he switches off from Thailand sometimes.
And it's just because he couldn't get rid of it. So he keeps going back. He tried to go through timeshare.
He called timeshare exit tape.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the only show anywhere in the universe where we take calls about any problem whatsoever. And not only that, but get involved and solve them if we can. Usually 9 and 10-year-old problems, almost impossible to solve, but a real eye-opener for people who are listening. So the show really has several goals. We want to educate you and prevent problems. We want to help you if you made a problem or have a problem. Or made a mistake even. We want to warn others. That's part of the education. And we want to entertain. Don't hold it against us if you chuckle once in a while. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Car day today. I need to get my experts out. Jeff Vick, Kimmer Transmission, Alaramas, Pro Auto Care, and Nick Yutzi, Flexident of Colorado, Paintless Dent Repair. So, guys, we haven't had a lot of cars things because I haven't really pushed it. It is car day. Friday is every Friday's car day. That doesn't mean only cars, but it's the time to call if you have a problem, question, complaint with your car, either the mechanical issues or the buying and selling thereof. And when you buy a used car as is, just keep in mind it's as is. So many people I asked, did you get it checked out? Well, they checked it out. Who's they? The ones who sold it. I'm not telling you everybody selling used cars wants to rip you off, but they don't look at it the same as if you take it to Alaramas, Pro Auto Care, or Jeff Vick, Kimmer Transmission. You guys do pre-autos, pre-buys.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you look at it a different way than the guy selling it would.
Oh, 100%. We don't have an interest in getting rid of this car.
Al?
Yeah, one of the biggest things we always see is that deferred maintenance, the stuff that they didn't do. They deferred not to do it because they were getting rid of the car, and that adds to the bottom line of the cost of the car. People buy cars and all of a sudden they've got a cash outlay $2,500. Why? Because they needed a timing belt put in, they needed a service, they needed brakes, they needed everything. That's the money that the value of the inspection will give you.
Right. 303-713-TALK. Let's talk to Jeff. Jeff.
Hey, how you doing, Tom?
Good, man. This is a car call. What's going on?
Hey, I have a 16-year-old who just got his license, and we are looking to get him a car.
Cool.
What's the budget?
Like around $5,000-ish.
Why?
That's a good question.
No, I'm asking why. Seriously, is it because you have 5 and 10?
Just something reliable for him to commute.
You're not going to get anything reliable for $5,000. I'm just going to tell you straight up so that we can just dispel that notion. Seriously, I mean, you're not going to get any. You might get lucky, but you're not going to find anything really good. Here's what I want to ask. Are you planning to pay cash, and that's why you're saying that?
Oh, more than likely, yeah.
Okay. Why would you do that? See, here, I'm going to prove to you that paying cash is more than financing.
I already got the numbers.
And I'm going to tell you why. Let me just tell you. Let's just say you put out $5,000. The fact that you're going to buy a $5,000 car will tell me, and I'm saying this straight up, will tell me that you are in for maintenance. So
You're paying $138 a month over the next 3 years because you have no interest for that $5,000 car. So you're paying $138. Now add to that the inevitable maintenance. How many miles would be on it? These guys will tell you all day long that a $5,000 car, I'm going to give you a formula that's true to life. In anything you buy, there's what you call the magic number, the minimum at which you can get a really good vehicle or airplane or helicopter or boat or tractor. So people cheat. They say, whoa, I got this for X amount of dollars, like an Audi with high mileage. I got it for only $16,000. But then they will tell you you're not going to find any Audi anywhere at any time under $45,000 that's worth a damn. I mean a true $45,000, not what a dealer says is worth. So if you spend $20, look forward to $25. I mean that. For each car, you got a magic number. So in this range, $12,000. I don't care what you say, that you will eventually face. But let's just say you only face another $3,000 in maintenance, and that's major maintenance. So you got to take that $3,000 now and figure it into your equation. So take $3,000 over the next 3 years, 36 months, and you're paying you're paying another $83. Now that's if, by the way, everything goes well, and then at the end you have something worth nothing, really. So now you're looking at you're paying $221 a month right now to have that piece of junk $5,000 car. Okay, so Jeff, when people say I want to pay cash, I don't want a payment, they're strapping themselves with more of a financial obligation than sometimes doing it the smart way. I'm not advocating this for everyone, but I'm advocating this for these people. First, somebody responsible. Second, somebody that'll take care of something. Third, somebody that'll keep it for the full 3 to 4 years. And 4, somebody who can't spend a lot of money on maintenance. Those are the people I'm going to recommend this to. Now, Mark, what do you got in front of you?
Okay, 2019 Hyundai Elantra SE. It's 5-star safety. It's everything. 2019, brand spanking new. Go ahead. Yeah, it's going to have a 5-year, 60,000-mile bumper-to-bumper. And bumper-to-bumper with nothing. And then a 10-year... 100,000. That's right.
Now,
for the engine.
How much is that car?
McDonald Hyundai has one of them right now. That's about $13,400.
Now, what is financing on that? If he put down...
I already did it. $5,000 down because he said $5,000.
Right.
So I use that. That'll bring the loan down without taxes down to about $8,000 at 5.5, and you might get better interest than that. You stretch it out 5 years, 72.
Oh no, you don't stretch out 5 years.
Well, the reason I say that is that's where the warranty, that's where you're going to be selling it. It's right around there.
Yeah, you're right.
And you're still going to be able to sell it for
What's
some
the
money.
payment?
$131 a month. So you got a brand new car. You're going to have maintenance, oil changes only, and that's it.
But I mean.
Here, you want to go 60 months? 60 months is going to bring you to $150 a month. You got a brand new car, everything's under warranty, $150 a month, $5,000 down.
Now,
5-star safety for the kiddo.
But I'm not trying to talk you into buying a new car. When people call and they say, I'm so pissed off, you try to talk everyone into buying a new car. No, here's what I'm trying to do. I am trying to talk everyone into spending the money the right way, because you're going to spend it no matter what. You're not going to buy a car for $5,000 or less and not have major expense. It's just not going to happen. I can give you data from this show. But I want to say something else. What about leasing? Even better. If they must take care of it, and they must not go over mileage, and you should never terminate early. If any of those 3 things are true, you will have a great time if you don't do those. Now, if you take care of it, I mean, yes, then you stay within mileage and never early terminate. Lease is the best thing in the world. In the world. If you can do those things.
You want to lease for a 16-year-old?
Well,
no matter what, it's under your name.
Well, it doesn't matter if it's under his name or not. What I'm saying is, what difference does it make how old someone is if it's a great deal? If someone is going to keep a car, take care of it, not exceed the mileage,
and you're going to keep it for the whole term, and it's a great deal, why does it matter if you're 60 or 16? When people say that, I have no idea. It's almost like they're saying a child does not deserve this, so I'm going to instead buy a high-mileage clunker and spend my ass off over the next 3 or 4 years, and then we're going to trade it in and be upside down on the next car, which will put us in a hole, and then we'll be so far in a hole when we go to buy our next new car, I'm going to have to throw in cash, and we're going to have a loan twice as much as we should, and you guys go down this long pit and look back and say, God, Martino wasn't so foolish after all. So what is a lease?
A lease on there, I'm just going to go off at 12,000 miles a year. You're going to be with 0 down about 200. With 2,000 down, you're going to be at about 130.
Okay, so anyway, Jeff, you asked our advice. That's our advice.
But I would still argue at the price he can get that particular Elantra, long as the kid keeps it in good, clean, good shape, and they sell it in 3 years, they're not going to have a deficiency. There'll be no negative equity.
No, I know that. I know
so
that.
that's why I'd look at it that way.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
the second cost that goes inside there, too, and I don't care that little Timmy and little Tammy actually have that halo over their head when they're walking around your house, but when they get in that car, that halo goes inside the glove box, and they're completely different people.
What does that mean?
I mean, the way that they drive those cars when mom and dad is in the car is a lot different than when they're out on their own. Some of the damages and some of the way we see kids have treated vehicles is a lot different. Make sure you're getting in that car from time to time, see how it's running, check for lights, and see whether or not anything needs to be taken care of.
And then adding insurance for a teenager on that as well.
That's going to be any car.
Any car insurance is going to be high.
We have this gadget that goes in both of our kids' cars, and it tells us not only where that car is all the time, but it gives us a report each month, and we can go in each day and look. How fast? Has it been fast braking? Where's it gone? We can set a geofence. This thing is called Automatic. We got it on Amazon. Comes with a 3-year subscription to Verizon, so there's no other cost per month. It's like $100 for 3 years, and we know anywhere that car's gone.
For kids, it's for kids and untrusting spouses. 303-713-TALK is our number. This hour brought to you by Renew Home Innovations, the Kohler people. Hey, you will never find a shower more beautiful. They have all Kohler products, and they specialize in showers. If you mention Martino, you get a 20% discount. No interest for 12 months, or excuse me, no interest financing for 12 months because it's same as cash. Here's the deal. They also have walk-in tubs. Renew Home Innovations, 303-904-2000. 303-904-2000. Renew Home Innovations. RenewHomeInnovations.com.
Anything to do with oil. I finally took my hit on those goddamn that gas company.
Why are things going bad for you?
I'm done watching it. No, HCP, the frackers.
I thought you got rid of them before.
No, I kept them in some of the 401ks. I kept it in my SEP, my 4. I just can't fucking stare at it anymore.
What did you do with the oil?
Well, Ford is going together with Volkswagen for electric. Is that why?
This morning was a great catalyst, and then earnings are next week. Now with this deal with Volkswagen, I think this $10 stock's gonna. This is one that could truly double in a year.
What's the deal with the oil? Inconsistent, no money made?
The fucking oil's just, man. I'll tell you what. It's everywhere. It's everywhere.
Even though oil
there's an
abundance
3 seconds.
in the last few days.
So what are the biggest mistakes people make? I see mistakes on this show all the time. You know what they are? When it comes to cars? DUI. It's the most preventable thing. Just don't drink. Okay, you want to drink? Get a designated driver. Use Uber, use Lyft. Even a breathalyzer of your own if you're that hell-bent. But here's the deal. No matter what, mistakes are made. We live in an imperfect world. Joe Lazzaro, Officer Service of Criminal Defense. DUI, shoplifting, assault, whatever it is, flat rate pricing. We all deserve counsel. We all deserve to tell our story. It's an imperfect world, and we have a near-perfect attorney. He's a good guy. LazzaroLegal.com, 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200. Remember this name, because I get calls all the time. Who was that guy? Who was that guy? Because they all trust me, and then they call me when they get in trouble. Put the name down. Joseph Lazara. 303-429-6200, and I hope you never need him.
And Ford's got a 5% dividend almost.
I know that the reason I bought a ship.
When do they pay a dividend?
We'll get ours. We got a shitload of Ford. We'll get ours on I think it's about a month from now is ex-dividend, but it's a little over 6%.
Okay, real quick, Tay.
On the total amount you own?
15 cents.
Tay on line 1. The dad called about her bed bug mattress problem. Dad apparently is stressed and didn't get to explain everything, so she wants to explain further. She's the daughter of the owner of the mattress. There was news stories about mattress firms selling bed bug infested mattresses on Channel 7.
You'd be waiting too long. This was years ago.
That's still wild. They were fucking selling brand new mattresses with bed bugs.
Nasty.
I wouldn't have believed it. Did 7 actually find it's true? Like they went into the store?
Even if they did, this is not the issue. The issue is...
They were out of their statute of limitations by 4 days, the judge said.
That's why it's called a statute of limitations.
Yeah, you don't
it's not called a statute of, well, let's see, what day...
Horseshoes.
Is it statute or statute?
Statute.
Statute.
No, I have seen a statute of limitations.
That's... I think you're wrong.
A statute of limitations. Deputy Dan naked. A statue of Deputy Dan naked.
That's scary.
But remember Kramer says, I think you're wrong. I think it's statute.
Did he?
Yeah.
He goes, yeah, there's a statute of limitations out front. In the park.
This is so funny. He's so serious.
I think you're wrong. He's one of those guys, when he's right, he's right. What's his mom's name? 3, 2. Nice. I know what happened. That guy got a mattress with bed bugs. It cost him a ton of money, and he just wasn't going to let it go. He was like the guy that was going to sue the people that called 911 over his broken down front door. He was like that old guy. He wasn't going to let it go. He can't let it go. He can't focus on anything else.
He was willing to spend $25,000 to go after, and the friends called him to help him out.
Oh, I heard that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was going to spend $25 grand on a lawyer to go after a fucking broken lock on his front door.
Oh my God.
He was so pissed.
It was a wellness check.
People can't see past, and he would have never have won.
And then these were like his only friends.
Work.
Exactly.
I made sure they were listening.
I just couldn't believe that. I mean, if nothing else, they said, "Hey, sorry about that." So if he sounded like he had money, he could repair the door. It wasn't like he was.
Well, if he's got $25,000 for a lawsuit, he's got money for a door.
No, he was just
pissed. Holy cow, was he angry.
He probably didn't tell us the part where literally when the cops busted in, he was jerking off the porn and got him.
Or he had Epstein's former girl.
He was on the private island. It all went down on Epstein's island.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Scott, go ahead. What's happening, Scott?
Hey, Tommy, how you doing?
What's happening with you, man?
Okay, 2009 Chevy Tahoe hybrid, auxiliary transmission.
Now, what do you mean hybrid?
Well, it's the 2009 Chevy Tahoe, but it was the hybrid.
It had you mean a hybrid in fuels, not electric.
Gas and electric. Flex.
Gas and electric?
Gas and electric.
That's not he's talking true hybrid, Mark, not flex.
Wow.
I didn't know they made one in 09.
They most certainly did.
08 to 13, I believe, and I think that had something to do with...
Do the batteries still work on it?
I always get into that.
Well, no, tell me this, are you getting good mileage?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I've replaced the hybrid battery, which was another issue. Chevy can't get that either, so you got to go reproduction or remanufactured. And fuel pump, and I had Machowski rebuild the transfer cable.
How many miles on this?
Okay, well, it's got 80,000 on the $9,000 engine I put in it 2 years ago, but the truck itself has 200,000.
Okay.
Anyway, auxiliary transmission fluid pump. It kicks in when it goes into hybrid mode to keep the transmission fluid level up. pump's going out. Chevy diagnosed it for me and said, can't get it for you. I says, what do you mean you can't get it? Can't get it. Parts, you're just going to have to go to salvage. So I went through PRP, I think is what it's called. They have 130, 140 different salvage yards. So anyway, can't find it. I can't find the pump. And this was the top of the line.
And I'm sorry, what year, make, and model again?
09 Chevy Tahoe.
It's the hybrid. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. And so that pump comes with a module. And so the Chevy recommended the recommendation was to replace both the module and the pump. But I can't find it.
Oh, you can't. Are you calling because you can't source one? Is that bottom line?
Yes, sir.
All right. Guys, what do you think?
It wasn't that hard. I actually called John Elway Chevy. The part number is 192-07983. It's in the Denver warehouse. You can have it tomorrow.
I guess problem solved.
Yeah, hold on and get those details off the air again, okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
Suzanne, we got to get these details to him. I don't want to just do them over the air. Okay. Thank you for that. Carol, what's going on with you, Carol?
Hello, Tom. This is Carolyn.
We have lines open, by the way, at 303-713-TALK. Yes, Carolyn, how can we help you?
I wanted to compliment Nick at Flexident. I had a 6-year-old car with only 18,000 miles on it, got hailed on the way back from Bozeman, Montana. The insurance company totaled it. I took it to Nick, and in 1 week, I had a car that looks as good as new.
Now, hold on. They totaled it for hail. Because of that, you didn't get a salvage title, did you?
No, I didn't.
Good. And then you bought it back?
Yes.
Holy cow. So how much were you, how much did they total it for?
13,000 something.
And how much did you buy it back for?
10 something.
Okay, so, all right. And how much did it cost to get fixed?
8 something.
Okay. So you're into it. Well, do you think you made a good deal?
Absolutely, and Nick did a great job.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And it doesn't even have a salvage title. I mean, this is cool. You know, these totaled cars, now you can't always do that. If a car's totaled for hail, sometimes, Nick, there's too many of them, right?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes the value is just way too...
No, I mean, there's too many for you to do paintless dent repair. Even if it's paintless dent repair, you still can't do it if it's...
Yeah. I mean, it can be totaled and just not worth it. Where you got to go to a body shop.
Because your time's worth something, right? I mean, sometimes like on a hood. When would you suggest on a hood that they replace?
What was that?
On a hood, when would you recommend they replace?
He sounds like he's on a ham radio.
Yeah, it does.
But when would you recommend they replace?
When they replace it, just when there's a couple hundred dents or they're just too
like
big.
On a hood on a mid-sized car, is it so like literally like 50, 100, or
a couple hundred dents
would be wrong, you can't do?
Yep.
But you could do 50 to 100?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
All the time.
All right. It's best to get the free estimate. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, Carolyn, thank you. Sam has a comment on robocalls. Go ahead, Sam.
It's more of a question, really. Yeah. So I get a lot of robocalls from insurance and student loan stuff.
If you have pre-existing business, the Telecommunications Act or the amendments to it say, if you have existing business, they can do it. But if you don't, they can't. Here's the problem. There are all kinds of violators, but there's nowhere to really complain and get any action.
So, yeah. I mean, so I get all these calls.
Right.
And the number that they, if I try and call them right back, it says it's not a good number. How can they legally spoof those numbers?
They do. I don't know how. They do it all the time.
I got an app on my phone that does it.
Yeah, everyone does it. I don't even think it's against the law.
Why isn't it against the law?
I don't know. Because, well, first of all, here's why it's not against the law, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know of any laws. Here's why. It's not a right that we know who's calling us. It's not a right. Caller ID was an invention to find out who's calling. It did not say to the person calling, now you better be calling from where this says you are. I mean, who cares? It's not your right to know who's calling you unless you want to make it your right. So here's what you do. If they're not in your contacts, reject the call. That's what I do.
It's that easy.
So unfortunately, I have a business phone, and I have to take any calls because it may be a contractor. Who knows?
Sure.
So I have to take the calls.
Sure.
I have no idea.
But there's nothing we can do about it, is what I'm saying, because we don't have rights. What we do, you can't be harassed in certain things. There are certain rights, and there are no-call lists, too. And the government established that, but they don't enforce it. See, that's the problem.
That's what it is. They just don't enforce it.
No, they don't. Who's going to enforce it? Hey, roll the cars right now. Here's a company. I mean, it's impossible. It's just impossible. Right. Just like with junk faxes.
Annoying.
It's totally. Now, if you truly have a company that's tying your phones up and keeps calling, and you wanted to take civil action, you can use the law. You can use the law to go against them. You know, and when somebody breaks the law and it causes harm or damage, you know, I think they call it negligence pro se or something like that. It means, what they mean is, you broke the law. I don't have to prove anything except you broke the law, so you're automatically negligent. But is it worth it?
Yeah, you know, I get those too, and I've just blocked the calls now. When I get the same number call,
I know, but you know, very seldom will you get the same numbers. And you know what I find out now? They're spoofing your exchanges where they know you are. So they'll do 303 or 720, and then they'll even do the 841 or 861 or 830.
They're all on IP phones.
Yeah. So they spoof, but they can even spoof existing numbers, because I've not had this happen, but people tell me they've had it happen where a contact shows up, because the number goes to your database and links it with a contact. That's why if they're in your contacts, you see them. And when you answer it, it's not that contact. So they're like getting lucky many times, and they're spoofing right within your contacts. But is there a law against it? It doesn't matter. Who are you going to call? Police stations aren't going to take it. Here's a good question. Who has ever had any kind of consumer violation followed up on? Ever. And I'm not talking about, I mean anything. Who has ever had a police officer or police department or investigating agency take it from complaint to fruition where someone was punished? It just doesn't happen. 303-713-8255. We have Nick Yetzi with us from FlexidentofColorado.com, Alaramas, 303ProAuto.com, and Jeff Vick, TransmissionsDenver.com. We have all kinds of things we can talk about when it comes to cars. And a lot of people have that discussion when a young person is driving, which car to buy. The worst car you could buy is an old, junky, clunker used car. Worst thing.
Good job, Jeff.
Thank you.
Found that part?
Yeah. Car Dash Parts probably has it everywhere in the world too, man. I mean, they can't be that hard.
They're not going to separate it.
What do you mean?
They're used outlets.
Is this transfer, is that yours?
Well, there's like they have like 1 million used outlets.
Yeah, they got used outlet, but the thing is,
I'm not going to pull the part off.
Are they all over, Mark?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
They'll sell the whole assembly.
What's that?
That place you talked about, are they all over? Dash Parts or whatever?
Yeah, they search the entire country.
They search.
They're a great source.
That's what they're working on right now. The weather forecast could be a slight chance of afternoon thunderstorms today. A hot summer high of 95. Right now, few clouds at 89. Your traffic and weather. I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30 K-How.
At participating Napa Auto Parts stores and Napa Auto Care Centers, get a $25 prepaid Visa card by mail when you buy any Napa automotive battery. Do it yourself or have it done for you. That's Napa Know-How. While supplies last. Offer ends August 31st.
I love having sponsors that I've had for years and years and years, like K&H Home Solutions, formerly K&H Windows. Here's what I love about K&H Home Solutions. They have so many great products, and they stand behind them, and they're here to do all of the warranty work. For windows, siding, doors, and more, K&H has what you're looking for, and this month, 5 windows or more, they'll install them for $1 each. Now, you take that bill, and you'll see it's substantially lower than the normal prices. They're not playing games here. 5 windows or more, they'll install them for $1 each. It's a great time to do it with the great weather and good financing available. Don't forget K&H not only has great products and services like their windows, durable, energy efficient, beautiful custom fit made to their specs, but their installers are master certified for the best installation around. 303-421-7100. Better yet, make your own appointment, khwindows.com, khwindows.com. I don't like the way this one card I have does their rewards. They give you points, then you got to go on and spend the points. You know, a little piece of shit earbuds are 60,000 points. I mean, come on. That's like a rip.
I love that topic of steel buildings. People are fucking clueless, man.
Clueless on what?
They have no. They think they buy a building, and like it's 20 grand. Forget about. Okay. They think everything's inclusive. It's not. There's nothing inclusive.
No, it's a black box.
And it's not even truly a black box because it doesn't include windows, doors, it doesn't include insulation, it doesn't include a lot of shit.
Yeah. I don't think it includes flooring, does it?
But if you go into it, no, of course not. If you go into it knowing everything, then you can make a good decision.
And that would, I assume, depend on the actual building you're buying. I mean, you might be all-inclusive. It might have.
There's turnkey ones, but the turnkey ones are generally higher than if you do it yourself. There's a great one in Franktown called Cleary, but they would have cost me about 30 grand more.
Yeah, it's a really good company, but you're right. It's just very, very expensive. But you're paying for their whole system.
It's turnkey. You literally get what you...
But Cleary does, yes, and Morgan, but not the other ones, man. These fucking steel...
American Steel Building.
Oh, my God.
Sunward, that's who I got my... I went to everyone, and I ended up with Sunward. But I did all the research.
They're all the same. They still operate. I'll guarantee you they operate the same. You just
the only thing I really...
You just knew what to ask.
I knew what to ask, and then the price was better. You know, not by a ton, by maybe 8%. And then they've been around here for 40 years, which I did like.
Who's going to put it up for you?
I found another guy to erect it.
Okay.
That's been around about 30 years, and he probably erects 50 of them a year. I mean,
is this a pole barn?
No, it's steel. Pole barn's completely different.
No, pole barn is basically.
Yeah, but your steel building is built like a pole barn, though. It doesn't have a foundation.
What doesn't?
Yours.
Fuck yeah, it's got a foundation.
You did a real foundation?
Fuck yeah, my foundation was $42,000.
You did knee walls or full walls?
No, we did full 4-foot fucking walls.
That's not full wall, an 8-foot. But you did a knee wall. Okay,
yep.
You did a whole knee wall around the whole place.
Fuck yeah, man.
Huh.
Fuck yeah. And then I'm doing all the flat work, new cement driveway, the whole bit, man. It's going to be beautiful.
What made you think, why did you go, I mean, I'm just curious why you went with a foundation.
Because of where I have to place this, I had to bring up the earth about 8 feet for 50 feet long.
But these buildings don't require foundations normally.
Douglas County, for the size of mine, I was putting a foundation in, man.
Spread footings under those things.
What size are you talking?
You could just
50 by 30.
30.
It'll take the largest bus I can buy.
I did spread footers for my
Yours had them. For your garage.
I did. Spread,
it's basically a smaller version.
I didn't do a knee wall. I did spread footings. I did.
That's how mine are.
But you're 4 feet.
4 feet on the foundation.
Oh, down.
No, it's actually up, but yeah.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. All right, let's talk about your problems, questions, and complaints. Jim, this sounds interesting from your employers. What's going on?
So I am an hourly employee, and my employer tells me that I cannot work for other people in the same business when I am not on his clock.
Okay, that's right. What was your question?
Is it legal for him to do that? If he's not paying me for my time when I'm not on
It's a funny question. Is it legal? It's not legal. Now listen carefully, okay? It's not legal for him to control you in your free time. All right? He can't come to your house and order you around. But he can say to you, if you work for another company on your spare time, if you watch Stranger Things on Netflix, if you eat chocolate ice cream, I'm not going to keep you employed.
Or smoke marijuana.
And there would be nothing wrong with it. I can tell you, as long as I don't do anything against the law, I can discriminate. So in essence, what he's doing, he's not really controlling what you do in your off, controlling your off time. He's just saying, if you do that, just don't work here anymore. You know what? That's the correct way of looking at it. Now, Jim, underlying your question is, how the hell does he have the nerve? I get you, and I agree totally. I think it's terrible that somebody, we talked about this the other day, can be on vacation and smoke pot. I'm not advocating being high at work, but they can smoke pot, and 2 weeks later, still in their blood, they get a random drug test at work, and because they used pot at one time, not even that they're high, because they used pot at one time, they're fired. I just don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair as long as they're doing their job, as long as they're not high or on drugs or alcohol, whatever. Who cares what they do on their own time? That's the way I feel. But that's more of a libertarian view. I'm not a libertarian, but I just think leave people alone, right? I mean, why do we want to control what people do?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and I don't know how sensitive material would be worked into it. You mean you? Oh yeah. Okay. So
trade secrets.
Mr. Ed's saying maybe it could be for any reason. It could just be because he doesn't like the guy. I mean, I could really not like my competitor. We're diehard, and you better not do anything with him. I can do that. It's not even a non-compete issue.
Well, thank God it is that way too, though, man. It should be. The employer should not have to be forced to keep an employee for any reason.
Okay. Except for that which is legal.
Well, of course.
Okay, 303-713-TALK. Let's talk to Cindy. Hello, Cindy. What's going on?
So, Tom, I heard you comment that you didn't think anybody had ever had a civil matter resolved by
police. By police, or like I said, if you called, have you ever had a result where they did the investigation, it led to prosecution and satisfaction or solution?
Well, so I think I took a broader meaning from what you were saying, so I don't know if
No, tell me your story.
I was self-employed years ago, and I had my own medical insurance policy, and it had an exclusion for any problems with my lower back. And then one day I had a problem with my neck and went to a doctor, and the insurance company denied the claim. They said, that's excluded on your policy. And I said, actually, it's not. My lower back is. And they referred me to their dispute department. I disputed with them, and they came back and said, well, we've discovered that we are actually right, and no, we're not going to pay for it. So I contacted Dora and said, this is wrong. This is not excluded from my policy. And an investigator called me back within a week, and honestly, I think it was at most 3 weeks before Dora sent a letter to the insurance company, copied me, and said, she's right. Her neck is not excluded. You have to pay the claim. And they paid it. And then the cherry on top was the insurance company sent me a letter later on saying, our feelings are really hurt that you didn't talk to us first before.
Are you kidding me? This is a wonderful story. And you actually got action from the Department of Regulatory Agencies, DORA. That's wonderful. And so it was the insurance commissioner's office, right?
I don't remember. It was such a long time ago. But somebody at DORA, and they really jumped on it. I mean, this guy called me back a couple of times. Yeah. I sent them all my paperwork. They asked for more details. I gave them details, and they really went after it.
We've heard that DORA does a good job. We've also, and within DORA, the wage and hour, the labor department, what people call labor department, and also what you're talking about when it comes to that kind of regulation of insurance companies. Oh, I'm sorry. We're not going to take a break yet. Let's keep going. George wants to talk steel buildings, and we have time for all of your calls at 303-713-TALK, including the car calls for our experts here. I do have a couple emails I can get to. What is going on with you, George?
Yeah, Tom, I'm thinking of build a steel garage in the back of my place, just like an extra garage, you know?
Yeah.
And just can't trust any company that I've seen online or.
Well, here's the deal. Here's the unfortunate part. I'm just going to say this. As an industry, not as an individual, there's more bad ones than good ones. Isn't that unfortunate? In other words, the steel building industry is riddled with crooks, liars, cheats, and ripoffs.
They're all kind of like your old used car salesmen.
They're terrible. Now, here's what else they do. They all say they're manufacturers, most of them, because, and they either lie or they own 1/10 of 1%, you know, and they do that just to say they're a manufacturer, and they're not a manufacturer. The next thing they say, they love saying this, is that we have a building on the ground, and you can have it for this much because it's, you know, it's 80 by 60 or whatever, by whatever, and it just happens to be in the size you want. It just got dropped on the ground. The owner or the buyer refused it. He's losing his deposit. You can have it for this amazing price. You sign the contract, then come to find out it doesn't include windows and doors or overhangs.
Or insulation.
Or anything.
Engineers.
Yeah.
Or permits.
Yeah.
Or,
yeah. And then it turns out to be triple the cost, and the fact is they didn't really have it on the ground. They're full of crap. They're liars. Now, you know, so you want to know, who do you go to? I think you just have to do research, and it depends on what kind. Now, listen.
I found a decent one.
But, well, Mark, and I'm not going to, the jury's out, okay? I'm not going to say they're not good. Mark was pleased, but I tell Mark why he was pleased. Because he knew not to listen to any BS, so they didn't bother giving him BS. That's not to say if a guy off the street goes there, he won't be given a line of crap. I don't know. I'm not saying he would. But Mark is quite pleased with the company, so perhaps...
Well, I'm pleased with the individual I dealt with at the company.
Because he didn't give you a line of crap.
No,
but before that, did you preface it by saying, look, I know the game.
Of course I did. I said I've been to here, 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 and here.
Okay.
They're all here. General Steel.
George,
there's a lot of them in Colorado.
Here's what I recommend. I want to do it off the air. I recommend that you get the name of the company and specifically say to the guy that Mark gives you, that Mark Major gave me your name and said, I don't have to put up with any of the normal games in the steel building. Let's just do this. This is what I'm looking for. See what I'm saying? Then he knows, okay, let's cut to the chase. We got more coming up.
This report is sponsored
Adam
by
at
Lowe's.
Sunward.
Dan, I guess you know the number or whatever.
We work for them.
Back upstairs. Traveling up in the high country, well, it's the weekend, so expect delays. I got a crash westbound I-70 approaching Lookout Mountain.
I have no idea what that means.
6th Avenue, pack your patience if you're traveling up the mountains. Construction ramping up eastbound Turnpike to Church Ranch. 2 right lanes are blocked. Weather forecast. Could be a slight chance of afternoon thunderstorms today. Hot with a high near 95. Right now, few clouds, 89 in Denver. With your traffic and weather, 9 feet Wagner, 630 K-How.
Do it right to save 5%.
Okay, I got a spot coming up at about 10 or 5.
Just by using your Lowe's Advantage card. Do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. Subject to credit
right now. SimplyFloorsInc.com. That's the website you go to, make your own appointment, and they'll come out with all the latest and the greatest styles on luxury vinyl tile, wood, engineered floors, carpeting, whatever you're looking at. And you'll save money. I can almost assure you, you're going to save 20% right off the bat. You can save as much as 50% over even the big boxes. Listen, they're in a buying group. They buy just like the big guys, and they pass savings on to you. Simply Floors Inc. believes this. Everyone can make money, and everyone can save money, and we can all have a good time in the flooring business. You can benefit from his philosophy, Buddy Mitchell, at 303-456-4660. That's simplyfloorsinc.com. Sorry, for thinking long.
And there's nothing like Zoom to make that happen. Zoom lets you connect and do business across the
I think they used to be on the referral list too, by the way. I'm not positive. No, I am almost positive. Sunward.
Video conferencing, group chat, webinars, and your conference rooms. Connect easily from anywhere. Your mobile phone, your laptop, or conference room. Zoom is how business gets done. Get your free account at zoom.com today.
Okay. Don't just talk, because poor Dave was supposed to leave 10 minutes ago, but he got our call. Huh? Does it sound better now?
Do you know what I think it is? Here's what I think it is. When we're on the air, and he talks there, it's coming through here too.
It's the drunk.
No, not that.
They have like 20 people for Hollenbach show drinking on the weekends when they're hitting something. They said. Because it always starts on Monday.
Why don't we drink?
They don't think so, but I do, and we can test it. When we come out, if I talk to Nick, and he's talking over here, it's going to pick him up here. Because while he's talking, I'll turn off my mic, and you can see. You want to try it? Okay, so we're going to talk. Nick, put the mic there.
Margaritas?
Don't worry about anything except turn it on and talk when I talk to you. Okay. So I'll just ask you some questions. I'll get an email or something.
I'm sorry, that slipped out.
The button would be going.
And then while you're talking, I'm going to turn my mic.
Do we have a company called?
So while he's talking, I'm going to turn my mic off to see if it makes a difference. Put it where you normally have it. You normally had it right here.
Did you guys do anything to the mic?
That close, huh?
I want it that close.
Just wait till we'll bring them in quick. It'll blow your. It's way abnormal. They're not hearing it when it's off for whatever reason, man. It was so bad in my ears when his was on. You heard it too?
We have
but I think I know why.
Perfect.
Yeah. Do they want me to hit the button or what?
Don't hit the button, just talk in it.
Just talk,
okay,
don't hit
how's
that. Talk. 1, 2, 3. Count.
1, 2, 3. Testing,
4, 5,
testing.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 4 comes after 3 there, Nick. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello, hello, hello. Hello.
We have contact. That work?
Does it sound bad of itself? Oh, it does. Oh, okay. So I thought it was because he was coming through here too. No. Okay.
What does this mean?
Like a phone call.
Isn't that like Hawaii?
Yeah.
Like he thinks he's in Hawaii? Hang loose, baby. What do they say? Aloha, babe.
Do you know where that actually came from?
What?
Chinese.
He was just like a homeless dude, and he was actually missing fingers, and he was standing on the highway waving at people all the time.
Oh, was it really?
That's actually where that came from.
No.
Yeah.
From a homeless dude?
Homeless guy who used to stand on the street and waving at people all the time. And
you only had a middle finger and a thumb? Yeah. He was missing 3 fingers?
He would just wave at cars going down the road.
That's cool. Hey Nick, that one you did for $800, she didn't have any hard dents in the hard metal? Or was the one that the customer just called? Yeah. That was $8,000. They totaled it, gave her a check for 10, and I did it for like
he did an $8,000.
$8,000. Okay. Was there any hard in the hard metal that you couldn't get out? No, on that one it was golf ball size. It wasn't like baseball size.
How many?
I had to replace the hood on that one because there was over 500 dents on the hood.
You ever do gas tanks for motorcycles?
I try not to.
So,
yeah, I bet that stuff.
So hold on.
Really?
So you
Well,
you replaced the hood
the metal's too hard.
and had that all painted.
Plus, probably isn't that worth
Oh,
the
that
money.
was for that price. And then how many?
I'm
days
sure if
did
you had like an
actually
old collector's Indian or something, someone would knock it out.
Right. I mean, yeah. And I'd say there's probably 5.
I'm gonna buy that little bike, man. I've been waiting to get my garage done
roof,
for.
like I said, the hood was 500-600 dents on the hood alone.
I'm gonna get a.
It takes me 3 days.
I think the Kawasaki Enduro. It's a 250 EFI.
So replace it.
They got a pretty cool. I think it's a 650, but it's carbureted. It's got the saddlebags and shit I like, but
yeah,
I don't want. I'm in the mountains most of the time. I just want fuel injection.
on and off.
Get into,
What do you think?
Tops,
You think
you got to do
the carbs?
quarters,
Why do they fucking still have a carb on there? It drives me crazy. Brand new bike with a
Plus my
carb.
good painter that I had, he left, went to 4 corners, left.
That's the other reason that 650
a couple other
weighs a
guys
lot
that I don't
more.
really like using. Big bike. I need to just open up a body shop. Because how do you get it up?
I got a gate thing that'll go on the back of the RV. It goes down like this. You roll it up and then.
I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So here's the deal. If it's cost effective, paintless dent repair is natural. Think about it, because you're able to take out the dents. But you can do a combination of paintless and replacing parts. Now, when you had to replace that hood, Nick, where do you get it painted? Do you have it jobbed out?
Yeah, I got a couple of people I use.
Okay, that's all I needed to know. He can handle, here's the bottom line. He can handle even when there's other damages. So if you take it to him first, he can do as much as he can with the paintless dent repair.
and then job out the rest. It'll still save you money. 303-713-8255. Garfield, what's happening? Garfield?
Yes.
What's going on?
Well, hi, Tom. I've got a credit agency that has been calling me for about a month now. They usually call once or twice a week.
What are they trying to collect?
They're saying that I've got a loan out from 2009 for $800, which has never been on my credit report, and I just pulled a report 3 months ago.
Yeah, but let me ask you, Garfield, do you recall any loan really like no BS? Do you owe something or not?
I don't really, to tell you the truth, Tom, I do not know, but he's stating that he cannot sue me for it or put it on my credit report because it's been too long.
How long has it been?
10 years.
Yeah, he's right. They're telling you the truth.
Sounds like the worst collector ever.
Yeah. Within.
This is the catch. He tells me if I agree to make payments, by law, he could put it back on my credit report or sue me, but they won't do it as long as I agree to make payments.
Man, this guy's very honest. Holy crap. He's honest. Here's what he's saying. Here's what he's saying. You're beyond the 6-year statute of limitations for collections or getting not for collections, for getting a judgment. Therefore, their collections have no teeth. But he's saying if you start making payments, there's a term called novation. You make a new agreement, in essence, or resurrect the old one. So now, from that day you start making that payment, you're on the hook again for 6 years. And they could go in and sue you for the whole amount. But they say they won't. Now, Garfield, it's nice that the guy's honest. But if you don't want to pay it, you don't have to.
Yeah, but what I'm curious, how can I get them to quit bugging me?
You can't. Nothing says they can't bug you. They just can't get a judgment.
Block their number.
Yeah. Why do you care so much? Just ignore them. I mean, are you seriously thinking of settling just to get them to stop?
No, it's just they keep calling from different numbers every time.
You know what? There's nothing you can do about it. I had that happen a few times, and there's just nothing you can do about it. You know, where people mistook me or somebody gave my number out or something, and there's nothing, just put up with it.
Just keep blocking the numbers then?
Yeah, or I wouldn't even waste my time if they use different numbers every time. You just hang up. Why do people find it so difficult to just hang up? I do it all the time. I don't let these calls bother me. I don't, when they're robocalls or people wanting to give me, erection medicine or people want to sell me on credit card consolidation loan, just hang up. It's not going to kill you. Just hang up. Kelly, what's happening? Kelly?
Oh, hey, Tom.
Yes, sir.
I have a product I developed, and we're real close to releasing it on the market, but I need to know about patents. It's
really too bad if you spent a lot of money developing it and producing it. You're saying it's almost ready. I mean, you're going to tooling, and well, what if it's not your idea? What if somebody else did patent it?
Well, what if the idea is just a pretty basic idea that anybody could do?
Okay, then you get a design patent or some other kind of patent. You should talk of course, to an intellectual property attorney, and they'll let you know. But you can take something that's obvious and that's not patentable, a process, and do a design or a particular way of doing it that can be patented. But people can copy it in other ways. Mark Trenner, I would recommend. If you have specific questions, we'll take you. But Mark Trenner, Trenner Law, he's on the referral list at referrallist.com. Okay, guys, we have a lot more to go. Stick around.
Anybody in Fort Collins that does PDR?
No. It has what, PBR?
Yeah, that has PBR. Yes, that has literally PBR or Bud Light. I mean, one of the two.
Yeah. They don't have that up there?
PBR, you can go to any college store and you'll find it.
Yeah, or any cheap bar.
Do you really?
Any bar that opens up at 7 a.m.
Well, that's how you get drunk by noon. I don't know who the whole thing.
Hey, Nick, do you see a lot of the guys setting up shop from out of town that are doing all the repair? You see all these, like...
I was going to say, I probably got some storm chaser buddies that might be setting up out there, but it's not like I want to...
They come in with rigs. I've seen them with tractor trailers, man.
Have you put headphones on right there and go underneath and see if I can make it sound better.
Fine, yeah, I don't care.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Could I get underneath there and use one of your headphones?
Well, you have to move down.
Just have you
Yeah,
read something.
Okay, you want to use one of these? You need the big one, or?
This one's fine.
Okay.
This one's fine. Can you make sure I can hear him?
It's really bad through mine.
Just trying to
Are
make
they
sure
all-
I could hear
Is it bad through yours?
Want me
Okay.
to just talk?
Yeah, just throw out your address and the last 10 places you lived or something.
1210 South Harlan, 15093 Highway 119, Blackhawk, Colorado.
Hang on a second.
They remove.
I'm not getting him in this.
Were you ever on the Epstein plane?
Can I?
No.
Who was your pinup poster girl during high school?
I'd say mine was
Let me go in there and communicate with him for a second. I got to talk
Bo
to the board
Derek.
up for a minute.
Oh, absolutely. That was up for so many.
10 came out.
No, not
Farrah Fawcett.
Farrah Fawcett is what I thought was better.
Farrah Fawcett was
I like Bo Derek because the movie 10.
Oh,
if
you
I
know
recall.
Wonder Woman. She was hot.
Jeez, you're fucking sick. Linda Carver, whatever her name
She was
is.
in her day, yeah.
You were looking at all jugs. That's all you can.
No way, yeah, he's a jug guy there.
He never looked
You
at
didn't
her
think
face.
she was hot?
Linda, I never thought of Wonder Woman as hot, ever. No.
Even Gal Gadot? You don't think Gal Gadot's hot?
Who?
The new Wonder Woman.
Oh, I don't know. I'd have to look. I don't even know what she looks like, probably.
She's gorgeous.
There's a lot of good-looking leading ladies these days.
Oh, there's a bunch of them.
But I have the most beautiful leading lady ever.
Oh, you are such a sucker. Golly. God. You got a towel we can use to wipe this
What's
off?
her name?
Man, Beth is good looking.
Oh my gosh.
I learned the hard way they eavesdrop all the time.
Like my dad told me, when picking on women, you want a woman that knows how to cook. All right, there's nothing like a good cooked meal. A woman that knows how to keep a good clean house, and a woman that is freaking badass in bed. But most importantly, always remember, never let these three women meet.
That's
good.
Tell them what one of our founding fathers said about having older women.
Ben Franklin. Yeah, you guys have heard that. The reason to date older women is because they don't tell, they don't swell, and they're grateful as hell. Ben Franklin.
Oh, he was a womanizer.
You made that up.
No.
No,
Are you serious?
no, he didn't. He's paraphrasing. He said it in old-timey days, but he did say it. Yes.
Here, I'll just,
That is too much. Oh my
Actually, he said
Bill
it.
Clinton,
Well, they
Bill
don't
Clinton
tell.
says, wherever will take it.
Bill Clinton says, turn them upside down, roll sisters.
That's right.
He says, are they on the island?
Hello, testing, 1, 2, 3.
Jeez, the guy on the private island, he could just fly these chicks in and just not let them leave.
Yes.
I bet he was like, I bet it was way worse than we ever even
You
imagined.
had hooks on the walls?
Velcro.
We had women on the wall in Velcro?
The industrial Velcro.
Yeah.
Now with more stickiness.
I tried that on my wife, didn't work.
Still got away.
Yeah. Couldn't keep her in place. Then they get old and bossy is what they get.
I saw there was some show on for a while. They did Velcro and they'd run and jump up against the wall and
What
try to
was
get
that?
different points.
Yes,
I don't
yes.
remember, but I can
remember
picture
that.
this now. On my bus, I got a temperature outdoor temp thing that talks to something inside that I just used industrial Velcro from Walmart. Shit, that thing's been on a year and a half. It sticks great.
What sticks?
Even in the heat.
What?
It's a sensor that goes to an indoor thermometer that's outside. So it gets rained on, snowed on, everything. And it's just held onto the top with Velcro.
Velcro's not an adhesive, so why would it would?
Well, the sticking part is.
Oh, that's right.
Because it sticks
You're right,
to two
you're
parts.
right.
And when it
That's
gets
right.
hot out, it melts.
Velcro does have to stick, right?
They made a fucking fortune. Whoever came up with Velcro is a genius, man.
Now there are a lot of copycats.
Was it NASA?
No. It was a guy that
Guy named Velcro?
No, a guy that did it because he was looking at why the burrs were
I
sticking
think
on
the
the
best
dog.
suggestion is just to swing this over.
The what?
Why burrs
Well, that
were
would
sticking
make
on his
sense,
dog. Here,
Did he
let me
work
see.
for NASA?
Maybe it was.
That does make sense.
But
Why
listen,
the birds?
but here's the great part.
But then he went to NASA after he got
Yeah,
the
he probably sold.
There are a lot of
Maybe he works for
copycats.
NASA.
There's one that's even better because you can wash it and clean it and it doesn't.
The
blow up.
Velcro?
It's plastic Velcro. It's a whole different company.
But it's the same exact.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, here it is. The guy's name is George de Menstrel. In the 40s, while hunting the Jura Mountains, Switzerland, a Swiss engineer. He had to be an engineer. Realized the tiny hooks of the cockleburrs were stuck on his pants and the dog's fur. Wondered how they attached themselves.
And then he invented it.
Then he did the
That's pretty cool, actually.
That's outstanding.
That's a good story.
It was probably NASA.
I was fucking with my dog, and I was in the mountains.
This is how the Sweden people talk, I love my dog, I hate the birds, hate the birds, hate the birds, and the birds are worth sticking on my dog. Same way the dingleberries work.
But you like say, so he did in the 40s, but look how long it took.
Well, my guess would be that what actually launched it, no pun intended, was somebody like NASA.
That's terrible.
Literally made it marketable, and then they were able to make enough money out of it that they could put it out as a commercial product.
What else did NASA make? They made a lot of stuff.
They made Tang.
Tang, but didn't they make urethane foam?
Didn't that college make Gatorade?
Florida.
Yeah,
Florida.
State,
I mean,
yeah.
literally, they made Gatorade.
No.
Is it really?
That's what they
Yes,
say.
they did.
Yeah.
No.
Yes, they did.
I think they did. I think they did.
Absolutely.
That's why it's called Gatorade.
Oh, come on.
It's their football team, the Gators.
I don't think that.
You get it?
Who invented Gatorade?
It is.
FSU, you're saying?
The Gatorade company.
No, FSU is criminals.
No, the
Gators are
USF? No.
Gainesville.
no, it's the Gators.
I know, but what is that's Florida State
Florida State University.
They
A team of scientists at the University of Florida College of Medicine.
University of Florida.
It's pretty wild.
FSU is the Seminoles.
That's why it's not called the Soonerade.
It was another engineer who did this. Damn, they're doing everything.
You know, what do you get if you? What do you call 400 engineers at the bottom of the ocean? A good start.
Wow.
Notice how I took the lawyer joke and applied it to you.
You did engineer?
Go. Yeah, wow.
Hi,
Not
Tom
a good
Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the only show anywhere that discusses problems every single day about every life aspect. All you have to do is call at 303-713-TALK and we discuss it. Today on Friday, every Friday, we do Car Day, meaning we emphasize cars, but we'll talk about anything. And we haven't had enough car calls today, actually, so let's get them in here. We got Jeff Vick, Kimmer Transmission, Alan Ramos, Pro Auto Care, and Nick Yutzi, Flexident of Colorado. They do paintless dent repair. So anything you want to talk about, let's start out with George. We're live on Facebook and live on YouTube as well, live on the iHeartRadio app and all the way around, on affiliates, wherever you can find us, even on podcast. Call us 24/7 at 303-MARTINO. George, you have an 04 GMC?
Yes.
So what's going on with it?
So I drove that truck a couple of weeks ago, and it doesn't want to shift. The transmission doesn't want to shift at all.
Did it just happen all of a sudden, George?
Yes, I only use that truck like on the weekends, like on my weekend toy, And what I did, I just went and parked it. I did nothing, and like a week later, I used it again, and it works fine.
Now, how long have you owned it? How long have you owned it?
For a while, about 5-6 years.
Have you done a transmission flush in any of those years?
Yes, a couple of years ago, I did a transmission flush, and it was doing fine at the time.
Did you change the filter?
I believe they did. I took it to a dealership in my area, and they.
How many miles on it?
The filter. It's 110.
Okay, so Jeff, what do you think? 110,000 miles.
Yeah, the Allison LT1.
Yeah.
The Allison LT1000, the electronics on that thing can be a bugger. I mean, literally, that transmission and the computer are communicating constantly. The computer is watching, learning, and remembering everything. A small glitch can pop up, and it'll cause it not to shift, or it can cause it not to go into gear, and then the next cycle of the key, it'll work just fine. So you can chase these things forever and a day, but without the truck, without going through a bunch of tests, I'm not going to be able to tell you exactly what happened that day.
So what would you have to do?
Yeah, we would have to take a look at it. We'd have to get in the shop. I've chased Allison Electronics for several days in the past, simply because they will fix themselves. And until they see a glitch again, they'll work just fine.
Is it on the inside?
Well, we're talking, it can be in the inside of the unit, it can be outside the unit, it can be the computer itself.
So this kind of problem with this kind of vehicle doesn't surprise you?
No, not at all.
George, it's not something easily diagnosed, but is it serious to fix or usually easy to fix?
Usually the fix itself is relatively simple. The problem is
finding
chasing it down, because it can mask its own problems.
Okay, but you're saying electronics, so how many different things could it be? I mean, give me an example of one of the problems.
It could be something as simple as the TCM's overheating, which is really common on it.
So what would you do, get a new TCM?
Replace the TCM, customers down the road, roughly $1,200–1,300.
Okay, what else?
It could be
wiring.
Could be wiring. Could be water intrusion to the neutral safety switch, which was common back on those. There's actually an updated switch for it. You know, probably $400 down the road. Okay,
George, it gives you a direction, and we have open lines at 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Okay, guys, let me ask you something. Somebody put in a quart of I don't know how many quarts their coolant uses, but it was supposed to be 50-50. They made a mistake. They were just topping it off, and they put in full strength. Would it do any harm?
No, no way.
No? Okay.
No way,
it won't be too thick now. It won't be too thick to circulate.
The only way you know is actually to put the little gauge to see its protection, because it's thick, it's still a liquid.
Right.
Even the true coolant. So it's
so what is the reason they have you get closer to your mic, Al?
Closer? Okay.
What is the reason they have you dilute it?
That's actually because it functions better. The actual
protection.
The protection, absolutely, that it gives.
So you mean denser doesn't mean better all the time?
That's right. Right. It won't cool as good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they send it out condensed, concentrated.
Yeah.
But when this person topped it off, instead of diluting it, they just poured it directly from the jug.
Yeah, and they probably added quarts. I mean, they probably didn't
so you're
add
saying
that much.
Can they now follow up by adding water to dilute that?
Absolutely, they could, yeah.
If it doesn't overfill, right?
And you use the best way is the parameters, basically the way you check. Most people don't have one of those where you can actually see the specific protection it has. But they sell the little small units over at the car store.
And it checks what's called the gravity.
Yeah, exactly, and it just says what it protected, the protection level. That's really what you're looking for.
And we're talking about heat now more than cold, obviously, so it protects from heat too.
Heat and cold, absolutely.
And does it give you parameters on each end? For example, this is good from this range to this range?
Yeah, it's typically most of those little sensors are checking what its protection level is, because they associate when it protects cold.
How is a protection level expressed? As a number?
As a number, minus degrees, minus 10, 20, 30, 40.
Okay, so if you have minus 40, you have great protection. But what does it mean on the high end?
It doesn't give you a reading. There's no reading for the high end.
Okay.
Because they figured that the cooling system is going to have either the electric fans or the manual fans, which are going to keep the car cool. The protection's when the vehicle's off, that it doesn't freeze up.
All right, 303-713-8255. We have Brett with a 2018 Chevy. Go ahead, Brett.
Hey, Tom.
What's happening?
Good to talk to you.
Hey, man.
I got an RV, and I flat tow my 2018 Silverado, and I took a trip recently, and I had several stops, and I inadvertently may have not shifted the transfer case into neutral and towed it a short distance.
Was it in drive or neutral? The transmission was in neutral, but not the
transfer case.
How do you switch the transfer case to neutral?
It's got a dial knob. Of course, you hold it in position, and it does a little electrical switch.
So, Jeff, why do they put those in there?
The neutral gate?
Yeah.
Well, you need a gate anyway when you're going between the high range and the low range.
Okay.
Okay. So, but also, like he says, when you're towing, you want to put that inside neutral so you don't have those internal components spinning while you're driving down the road.
That's right. So, how long did you go without it in neutral?
I'm not sure, because it's a little questionable when you get it in. It's got a little illuminated neutral thing. And
so you discovered, I didn't switch this into neutral. About how long do you think you were at it?
It was probably towed, 50 miles.
Okay, but here's the other thing. I'm going to tell you something I wonder if Jeff can disagree with, or anyone. And I think it's really insightful. It will only do you damage if it did you damage. I mean, really, what I'm saying is, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, if he didn't go too far, it may have done nothing, or it may have already done something. Right?
There's no refuting that. Right. Yeah.
So there is no magic number. Even if we gave you a number, it wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
So are we saying most likely no damage or most likely damage if it was 50,000? 50 miles.
Yeah, 50,000. Who definitely don't doubt.
Yeah, but 50 miles.
50 miles. You drive it, see how it's working, and
how do you check that to see if it did do anything?
Try the 2-wheel drive. Try the 4-wheel drive. Try the 4-wheel drive.
If it's all working fine, it's fine. Does he?
Okay.
What would have happened? It would have ground metal. It would have made metal.
You could potentially make metal. If this is a half-ton, so it has the all-wheel drive.
Well, that's the only time you do harm is if it made metal, right?
You can drop the fluid out of it. See
that's what I would do. I would drop the fluid, check the metal content, and then do that anyway. So in case that fluid got overly worked during that, you get new fluid plus
you're not going to get hurt with new fluid.
Right, and then ease of mind because what you're doing is you're seeing if it made metal, because that's truly the sign of wear, right, guys? I mean, on an engine, metal fragments.
Engine, transmission, you better believe it.
Yeah, and how often then, based on that, do you think people should have their oil analyzed?
Is it sending it out?
Yeah.
We very seldom, if ever, do.
You know, on normal, how about once a year? Never. You never do oil analysis?
We do when motors fail and insurance are involved, but it's very rare.
But why not as preventive? It does not worth it as preventive measure?
It costs so much, it takes a while to get that analysis back.
How about on a pre-buy?
You look at the condition. You can typically also smell or pull the valve on the top of the valve cover, pull the cap, look down into the valve train.
So you only do it if it's in doubt?
Absolutely.
How much does that cost?
To send out the analysis? We use, like BG does the analysis.
Titan does it too, right?
Yeah. But it's several $100s to send out. Yeah,
I was always told it's a good idea to do if you're doing a pre-buy, but man, that's expensive and it takes a while.
Yeah, it sure does.
So it's not like you can't.
No.
I wish there was
it's
a kit
not like
where
a pregnancy test you could just run it.
But you know what though? I wonder if they could do a quick analysis test where you could pull a little oil as an owner. I'm serious now, and do an at-home test for metal. It can't be that difficult.
It wouldn't.
Would a magnet?
I mean, somebody must.
A magnet, with as fine a particle as you're looking at, you're probably not going to see whatever pulls off on that magnet.
Right. And here's the other issue. You got a lot of the motors now made, they're aluminum. A lot of the castings are aluminum.
Which means it's not going to be...
It's not going to be magnetic. You're not going to see that piece. You have to actually see it.
But the crank and the valves and all that are metal.
Absolutely.
So the important stuff you'll see.
Right. But there are other things that can fail. Housings can start failing, which are cast aluminum.
And you won't find those, they don't attract to magnets. Okay. If you guys have any ideas, give us a call, 303-713-TALK, or any problems, questions, complaints. We'll get to all of your calls right after this.
This report is sponsored by KFC.
Slow speeds across the highways in the metro area, fairly normal for a Friday during the lunch hour drive. Watch out.
Construction on the turnpike eastbound there at 104th and Church Ranch, only the left lane getting by. This could be the case for a while. Crews are working to repair that big crack in the highway due to the heat buckling the roadway.
So top 10 in-space inventions, the infrared thermometer, LASIK.
Wait, in space, LASIK?
In space, this is what's in the 10 inventions that have come from space exploration.
Oh, not in space, but as a result of space.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Scratch-resistant lenses, space blankets, invisible braces.
Invisible braces?
No,
why the hell would they do that? Who cares what you look like?
NASA.
That's why you're spending money on dentists.
People have time on their hands, okay?
I think you're right.
Well, I wonder whether or not you get some, because they say that, the muscle...
Let's talk about Fix It 24/7. If you want any problem found in your home for just $39, you get it, and once they find it, you get a complete analysis. If you decide not to have the work done, you'll never pay more than $39. If you want the work done, they'll credit you the $39. Now, here's the other thing I love. If you're doing an HVAC system right now with furnace and air, you're going to get $1,000 as a trade-in allowance on your old metal. So all that old stuff they pull out, not only is it great to get it pulled and out of there, what's really great is that you get a $1,000 trade-in allowance for your old furnace. There's never been a better time. Why don't you do it? Check out their values. There are different prices on different models. Pick one you want and get your $1,000 trade-in. Fix It 24/7.
plus $39 to find any problem. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939.
They say that even when astronauts work out in space, they come back weaker. Their heights change because of the gravity. I wonder if they were doing studies as far as the changing in the shape of the mouth or something like that.
You never know.
They can see the effects, absolutely.
So in Gatorade, the coach asked the science department, I wonder who, to come up with something that will hydrate his athletes faster. Now, here's what I'm wondering. Who gets all that money?
Right.
The guy, the scientist, the coach, the school, the athletic department, everyone? I mean, do they sell it? Goodness gracious.
Don't you invent something in your employee?
If it's work for hire, only if it's work for hire. Yeah. In almost every case, if you're working and you invent it, they can make an argument it's work for hire.
Right.
I mean, somebody could say, oh yeah, but what if you're there? Okay, I don't think this is work for hire, Dan. Let's say you're in their department doing something, or mechanical department or something. And because of that work, it sparks another, hey, this can be used for this. I'm not sure they can make that argument.
Right, then it's something like that.
I don't know, it'd be hazy.
Unless they work on it.
No matter what they'll try, employers will try to own everything. At General Electric, because WRGB in Schenectady and Channel 4 out here was owned by General Electric Broadcasting Company, used to be called. And that's when I was first getting into TV. And everyone signed something saying if you invent anything, it's theirs. But that was just a boilerplate from their GE,
Yeah.
But even the reporters had to sign that.
Will not change. Serving Denver Metro and the
Well,
entire
art teams. I mean, if you're working for a client as a company, you develop something. Whether it's little icon, that belongs to the company. It doesn't belong to the artist.
386-5919. 303-386-5919.
Alexa, play KHOW radio.
So when I first moved out here, GE Broadcasting owned this station, and they owned the one I started at in upstate New York, and they used to take my stories from Denver and run them up in upstate New York. That's cool. I used to run them for both places and do a different sign-off. Hi, I'm Tom Martino, GenesisTotalExteriors.com. Genesis meaning the beginning. They get in from the beginning on home improvements, whether inside or out. They do it all. GenesisTotalExteriors.com. We have plenty of time for all of your calls. Brent, you have a dealership problem, and Joe wants to comment on antifreeze. Let's get that one first. Joe, comment on antifreeze. We talked about antifreeze and coolants and all of that stuff. What is your comment?
Tom, the specific gravity tester will tell you about your freeze protection, but it won't tell you about your level of corrosion inhibitor. And if you're driving a car 10 years on the same antifreeze, they're probably depleted and you're eating your radiator away. So you need to. And
so how do you test the corrosiveness of a coolant, or don't you? You just keep it changed?
With a voltmeter.
With a what?
With a voltmeter. It'll actually carry an electrical charge. You can actually read it with a voltmeter.
Really?
Yep.
You put both probes in it?
Yeah, you can check for it. It will actually carry an electrical charge, and that's what actually eats away the metal.
But I wouldn't bother checking that. I'd just change it, right? He's right. So he's right. Even if you have protection, you may have corrosive fluids, right, guys? Yeah. So how often? 2 years on fluids, on antifreeze for flushing?
It all depends on your miles, really, that you drive. But on antifreeze, they typically are saying, I think it's 30,000 on the intervals.
That's not bad.
No, and on those, like he's talking to the inhibitor, we actually have little strips you can actually dip in, and it'll give you kind of the pH level and things of that nature. I mean, there's a lot you can do, but like you said, change it. Just change it.
303-713-8255. Brent wants to talk about a dealership. Go ahead, Brent.
Hi, Tom.
What's happening?
I purchased a vehicle from a really small used car dealership in Sheridan, Colorado.
What kind?
I paid a Volkswagen Jetta turbo diesel.
Okay.
Wagon.
What year?
2014.
And how many miles?
43,498.
Okay. What's going on?
So I purchased it on April 17th. I paid cash for the vehicle, and I still have not received the title from the dealership.
That could be they don't have it. Now, I want to tell you a few things. The law says if they can't deliver that in a reasonable amount of time, then they have to undo the deal.
Okay.
Or they can bond it. You know, do you want out of the car?
Nope, it's a great car. It checks out at a dealer. I did a VIN check on it before I purchased it. I mean,
now the VIN check,
who
did the VIN check show as the previous owner?
It doesn't show the name. It was a privately leased vehicle for like 3 years, and then
You're coming up on the outside of how long I'd wait. May, June, July. Well, 90 days. 90 days is the outside.
Okay.
In my opinion, what is reasonable to the dealer licensing board? I don't know, but I would. You've obviously called them, right?
Oh, multiple times.
What do they say?
They tell me that the DMV is backed up because of.
Why don't you call the DMV and verify it? Say, okay, here's what I would say.
I did.
And did they say?
I just left.
Are they backed up?
They are not backed up, and they said there's been no paperwork rejected, and it appears there's been no paperwork submitted.
Okay, now they're cheating you. Now you have to take action. Do you want us to call them, or do you listen? What do you want? You don't want to get out of the deal, so you're kind of at their mercy.
I just want to get the title and get the.
What are you doing for plates?
The temporary expired. I went in and they did a new temporary for 60 additional days.
Okay. The name of the dealer, please.
Fusion Motorsports.
Engine Motorsports?
No, Fusion, like
I'm
a
sorry.
fusion reactor.
Yeah, Fusion Motorsports.
Yeah.
What kind of ratings do they have?
I didn't check that. They have an F rating on the Better Business Bureau.
God, you got to be really bad to get an F from them because they don't. I mean, they don't care usually.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah.
The Dinosaur Business Bureau. Okay, so let's see. Fusion Motorsports. Let's call them. I mean, that's up to you. If you want somebody to work on that, or I'd give them one more chance. I'd call them and say that there's no paperwork filed. Just confront them and say, I verified there's no paperwork filed, so you got to tell me the story or I'm suing you. That's what I would tell them, Brent. Then call us back. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Can you do paintless dent repair if somebody wants to know on a horse trailer? Guys, what do you think, Nick?
Yeah, it can be done. How long of a horse trailer, it kind of depends.
And whether it's worth it, because your time is worth something, right?
Yeah.
But, okay. And then what do you do? Obviously, you don't work on fiberglass and composite material, right? Because that either breaks or
cracks.
What? Yeah. Or cracks. I mean, it doesn't really ding, does it?
Nope.
And even if it did, metal, the reason paintless dent repair works on metal is for what reason?
It's got a memory. Metal's got a memory.
So it wants to go back to where it was.
Yeah, but aluminum doesn't. I mean, we work aluminum hoods too. I mean, aluminum.
So aluminum doesn't have a good memory?
Nope.
So what happens? You can overstretch it easily?
Yeah, you can go out, take it out too far high or,
If you do take it too high, is there any remedy for that?
Oh, yeah. You just knock it back down, put a dent in, and fix it again.
Oh, no fooling.
Yep.
You actually can do that?
Yep.
Wow. What is that stuff about dry ice? Does that really work?
Nothing.
Why do people say that'll bring out a dent?
Yep, I don't know. I want to go to a store and set up and sell dry ice.
Have you ever tried it? I thought Deputy Dan, didn't you say dry ice worked? I thought you did. No.
No, I didn't. But somebody said about if it's hot out there to throw a bucket of cold water on.
Oh, that's what we were talking to.
As long as it's not too deep creased or too hard creased and it's just really light and kind of swallowed out a little bit, sometimes it does work.
Cool.
I mean, you can get the same effect with a hot day and a cold hose.
Okay, that's what he was saying.
If you melt the dry ice, do you get wet when you swim in it?
Dry ice is dry ice.
The problem with dry ice, too, it can stain the paint.
It's gas when it melts, huh?
Yeah.
It can hurt the paint.
Yeah, you get it too hot out in the sun and you put that on a black and it can actually make it look charcoal, kind of haze the paint on it.
George, you have a comment on oil analysis. Go ahead, George.
Hey, Tom.
Yes, sir.
Joe.
Yes, sir.
There's you can Google them, Blackstone Labs out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. You can get an oil analysis, just a standard one, and they have different tiers to check for different things. But the standard's like $28, and all truckers use those guys.
Oh, that sounds.
And they do gas. They do gas.
Do they send you a container? Do they send you a container?
Yes. Yes, sir. You can get free kits.
That's pretty cool. And what it's called, Blackstone Labs?
Yes, sir, out of Fort Wayne, Indiana.
That seems cheap for an analysis. And
well, it's just a standard one. They have a whole.
And standard means what? They're going to target the ferrous metals that on the crank, the cam, that kind of stuff.
Yes, they're going to an acronym is a TBN level. You can check it out, but you can have it just specified for coolant, for oil, for ash, all kinds of things, and those prices vary.
All right. Thank you. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We have open lines. You can get right through. And somebody wants to know on heat, does it have any special wear on tires? Is there anything to that?
The heat on the tire, absolutely. I mean, the rubber softens up a little bit. So
no, they want to know if you put a little more air in it, does it help?
Air. Overinflate, you cause the wear of the center of the tire.
You don't want to overinflate, but you want to keep it properly inflated, especially with the heat, because that'll help dissipate it.
You have a range. So a tire that's like set for 32, say for instance, you can go as high as about 35. Usually a lot of what you want to look at is the contact. If you overinflate them, they stop bubbling. But that's not going to hurt the tire or the wear or the life of the tire.
All right. Let's talk to Ryan. Ryan, what's happening?
Oh, not much. I'm just, interested in purchasing a new vehicle, and I'm wondering what your thoughts are on getting a HELOC versus a standard auto loan these days.
All right. Do you have equity in your home?
I do.
And what rate are you paying on your loan?
3.25%.
And you would get a second, right?
Well, I was thinking about taking a line of credit, like a HELOC.
That's what I mean. That's right. That's a second.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Hold on. That's a good discussion to have. It really is.
KRFX HD2 Denver. This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
So did you find any good?
I found supplements, but then they hit.
We used to send stuff on our trucks.
Yeah.
Hey, did you notice, or is it just me, Mark, that Deputy Dan is starting to sound a lot like Deputy Clint with everything that
I'm an engineer.
Our trucks did it.
Even he didn't get bit by a rattlesnake.
No, plumbers didn't know, Phil.
Not that you know.
People have to take good care of their trucks back then.
Is on the eastbound side of the turnpike at 104th Church Ridge. Highway buckled from the heat, so crews are there trying to repair that.
What if truckers do it every oil change?
Here you go. They got test kits. They'll send you a free test kit, but then they.
Right now, mostly cloudy.
So weird why that order didn't go through.
Traffic and weather. I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30.
Sometimes you're in benefit.
At Farmers Insurance, we know the sound of a perfect hot air balloon landing. And a less than perfect one.
All right, they just called me. Let's see.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchange and affiliates. Products not available in every state.
You know, the response to this commercial is astounding, and that means we're doing something good. This is a medical procedure by prescription only for people who suffer from depression. You're under a doctor's treatment for depression and you're med resistant. It means your medications are not effectively doing away with your depression. You're not the only one. There are a group of people who cannot get the desired results with drugs or just drugs alone. Sometimes they try another drug and then another drug. Well, this has been clinically proven to work better than just another drug. It can get the most out of your medication. Possibly you stop taking your medication. I mean, that's up to you and your doctor. Now, here's what it is. I want you to check this out. This is very important. We have a lot of listeners, listen, that suffer from depression, all right? And you don't blame the show for that. But all kidding aside, if it's med resistant, find out about this. You can ask your doctor, but go here. They'll talk to you. They'll talk to your doctor even. It's by prescription only. It's a magnetic pulse therapy, which is totally safe and non-invasive, does not interfere with any treatments. TMSsolutions.com. TMSsolutions.com. 303-928-0499. 303-928-0499. What this is not wave therapy, all that other stuff you heard. This is a serious treatment for med-resistant depression. T, as in Tom, TMS Solutions.com. I did that long on purpose again. Can you send that to me? I want to try to build up some of these. I don't know if you sent yesterday's, but you... Okay. Yeah, I got that one. But I never mind. Just do today's. It'll be fine.
Free 2-hour educational workshop right here in the Denver area where you'll hear about my proven flipping systems that help you start flipping homes for profit in your spare time using other people's money, and how to get started flipping the script by putting money in your pocket.
Flip. Flip with me.
Real estate is a powerful tool that has made millions of people wealthy, but you can't start making your first dollar until you take your first step. Come to my free workshop and take advantage of this amazing opportunity. It can mean a lifetime
Vitamin
of financial
D.
security.
To get 2 free tickets to Paul's workshop,
Who removed the health benefits?
37,000. Seating is extremely limited, so text your 5-digit zip code to 37,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and you'll also reserve a free copy of Paul's Money for Deals guide. Just text your zip code to 37,000.
All right, I want to tell you about Joe Lazara, a criminal defense attorney at referralist.com. If you get popped for a DUI, there's only one of 2 possibilities, really. Either you were stupid and did drink and drive, or you were falsely accused. In either case, guilty or innocent, Joe Lazara can help you. Because there are deadlines, there are filings, there are 2 cases going on, a civil and a criminal. Yes, it's a criminal charge, but it's also a civil charge when it comes to motor vehicles, and you need him for both. 303-629-6200. LazaraLegal.com with 2 Z's, Lazzara. LazaraLegal.com. Joe is a good guy to call if you're in trouble. I hope you're never in trouble. I hope you don't need him. But don't ever try to go through any kind of criminal charge without advice. 303-429-6200. He will never charge for an initial consultation. 303-629-6200. You can find Joe Lazara on my referral list at referralist.com.
Did you look at that standard analysis there, Al? Is it worth it?
Yeah, I was actually about to get in there to take a look at that. They say you can order the kit sample for free. I'm sure the analysis.
Spectral exam. So this is a visual, right?
Mm-hmm.
Viscosity. Mm-hmm. Well, you should know that anyway.
Right.
Insolubles.
Flash point. Do you have fuel in it?
Oh, to see if there's fuel in it. Well,
That's
it's solid. So it even doesn't even say if there's any.
That was the temperature which the vapors of the oil ignite.
So that's if gas is getting in there.
Yeah, usually fuel is present. That's what it says right there. So if you really got those.
But what does it say if there's a leak from your coolant?
That would absolutely show up because glycol would have to be one of the things even right here. Check for coolant right here. Inspection tank, check for coolant.
Okay.
Okay. $28.
So the standard actually goes through a few things.
I'm kind of confused because if you read this, okay, it's really what this accomplishes, the level of wear metal, silicone, and additives present in the oil. That's what it's checking for. Then it says it's going to tell you the grade that you're running. Okay, you should know that when you do that. And the percentage of solid present in the oil. Solid. Sludge, I would assume would be a solid.
Carbon.
Well, if you have a warranty claim or something, well, that can be reliable.
There you go. And that's the time we've had when they've asked us to do is we send stuff out. We use BG to do it. It's kind of curious. It's been a little research.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. A really good question. I'm going to buy a car. Do I use a HELOC or do I use a conventional loan? And here's really what it comes down to. The cost of the money. So, Ryan, it's so easy, and I love comparing math because math never lies. That's why I love second opinions, you know, when people say, I'll give you a second opinion. Well, let's say someone said they're going to do something at X amount of dollars. I love when these other companies give second opinions, because if they say, no, that's not a good deal, then they have to beat it. How stupid would it be to say, no, that's not a good deal, but we can give you a better deal if you pay $5,000 more? I mean, so I love comparing numbers. And a HELOC, if you can get a HELOC cheaper than you get a car loan, it's a better deal. Here's where HELOCs are dangerous. Ready? If you have a HELOC, you do not have a lien on the car. Here are the dangers. You get tired of the car, you trade it in or sell it, and you buy another car, but you, in essence, have negative equity because that money that's in your HELOC is still owed. That's a danger.
Right.
There's also a danger of letting it go beyond what you normally would let a normal loan go. So if you get a 3-year car loan, it's going to be paid 3 years. So it's not a good idea if you, let that car loan go 10 years, even if you keep the car. Not a good idea. So it's the cost of total money, not just monthly payment, but total money. How much every dime you'll pay to get a loan, including the down payment, and every dime for the HELOC, including the origination fee. If you compare them, you'll find out. But, Ryan, the danger of not having a lien on your car, remember, you're going to get tempted if you see another car or something. Oh, I'll just do this. I'll just get rid of this car. And really, you shouldn't. So you should consider both purchase, HELOC, and leasing. Leasing is good for those who can live by the terms of the lease. It's the very worst thing you can do if you drive excessive miles or do an early termination. It is worse than the worst purchase you could ever make. So do you have any money to put down?
Oh, yeah.
How much?
Yep. And I'm thinking I was going to put probably $10,000 down. And then I'm thinking Toyota Frontier, or not a Toyota, a Nissan Frontier, like a 2015, 2016, with the Pro 4x4 option.
Why wouldn't you buy new? And I'm not suggesting you buy new. I'm not suggesting you buy new. I would only buy new under very if you really okay, buying new is excellent if you don't pay too much and if you're going to keep it a long time. Buying new is not a good idea if you're going to keep trading and get negative equity. It's a good idea if you can pay cash and trade every now and then. They're all different reasons you should buy new, and then different reasons you should buy used. If you can get a used car 2 years old, that's when most depreciation has taken place, and make a great deal, and you can make a great deal, man, can you make out like a bandit by beating depreciation.
That's why I was thinking getting one a couple years old.
Well, you could. You should compare them all. Buying a used car in your situation is way different than the mom who called earlier, who wanted to, or the dad, who was talking about buying an old clunker for his son. I said it's the worst thing you can do because you're going to end up spending more. But if you're buying one a couple years old, slightly used, that's a great deal. That's if you can do that, that is a good idea. But no, I would not personally do a HELOC only because I don't like the way it feels. Also, for the other category loan, a car loan, you'll get good karma for your credit report. You get good credit for your mortgages, but you don't get double the credit because you have a first and a second. But you do get double the credit if you have a home loan and a car loan. So it does help you in the long run to build your credit to have two different types of loans. Mark, what's happening?
Hey, how's it going, Tom?
What's going on with you, sir?
Hey, big fan of the show. Been listening for a long time.
Thank you.
Look, I have my car, and I have 2 sets of tires that I have on 2 sets of wheels, and all-season tires, and then my other set is full snow tires.
Oh, really? So you go from all season to snows every year?
I do, yeah.
Wow.
So my snow tires, the tread looks great, everything, I take real good care of them. However, I was told because they are 10 years old that I should not put them back on my car this next season. Is there a way to visually tell, or does somebody else
I've been told that rubber gets old, and after a certain amount of time, they're not good, but I don't know if it's true. Al,
I mean,
The Age of Rubber, Jeff Fick, The Age of Rubber.
Absolutely.
What do you think,
The tires
Nick?
have a stamp of when they were produced and made. It's on the side of the tire.
Okay, why do they do that? Does it have a life limit?
Yes, it does.
Well, how many years?
Transportation requires that to have it. The DOT requirement. It's a 4-digit. It's going to be the week it was made and the year it was made.
But,
It's 4-digit.
but what is the termination?
Because 10 years, it starts decaying. The rubber starts
10
breaking
years.
apart.
So, how old are your tires?
the tires are 10 years.
How the hell did you keep 10 years? How do you keep the tires for 10?
Because they last him long because he's switching out, so he's getting longer life out of them.
Well, yeah, but even that, I mean, 10 years.
Yeah.
Wow. So,
I know it sounds like a long time, but I'm really picky about, Colorado.
how many miles on this? How many miles on this?
Oh, my.
Yes.
20,000 maybe?
On those
Probably.
tires?
Yeah, probably less.
Guys,
Sure.
let me ask you this: if they were your tires, would you change them out at 10 years?
I knew he was going to ask that. So
or would you inspect them?
So what you do is you need to look at the sidewall. That's usually where you'll see it. It starts cracking. It starts drying and cracking. That's what you're going to see. If chunks of treads come out, the garbage. Don't even go near them.
But if they're not cracking at all,
right? Would you run them? I would run them, absolutely. And he's the customer. I know this guy, and I, not him personally, but he puts his nose because he goes up in the mountains. He likes the good traction. We have customers like that. They really prefer to have good snows, and it makes a big difference on the vehicle.
So have them inspected. That's what I would do.
That's exactly right.
Have them inspected.
This report is sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Where you only pay for what you need.
Turnpike at Church Ranch, 104th, only the left lane getting by. Crews are working on that emergency repair of the highway that buckled at that location, so just pack your patience. Pack your patience coming out of the Tech Center on northbound I-25. Heavy either side of 225. Slows down again downtown between Alameda and 6th Avenue. Southbound slow south of the Mousetrap, traveling down towards Colfax. Westbound I-70 slow in the elevated portion, and 270 westbound slow approaching Vasquez. The weather forecast. Slight chance of bad wind.
No, I'm going to be out of town, but wanted to go. I was invited to one of our vendors. That's what hospitality tickets and everything. You don't?
Yeah, I just bought
I love it, man. That's one of my favorite events.
Where do you guys go?
Mile National
Oh, okay.
And they so simply they can't figure it out.
You'll never.
It's just.
You guys won't believe.
Let's
what
talk
I did.
about QCColorado.com. QC stands for Quiet Cool. Here's all I have to say. You have this done in less than an hour, and you have a lifetime of savings on energy bills, on air conditioning bills. It keeps that attic from getting overheated, and then it destratifies the air in your home. It gives you fresh air exchanges. It's no more sleepless nights, let's put it that way. You know what? Some people don't even use AC after this because they've learned how to use the attic fan the right way. And they'll tell you how to do it. I use it just a few times a day. My air conditioning bills I use it less than half the time as I used to. Savings, comfort, health, ventilation, eco-friendly. Great for pet owners. Keep pet dander down because it keeps giving you fresh air. 720-398-4510. 720-398-4510. QCColorado.com. What, guys? What, Mark? What were you talking about?
So, on her vehicle, there's numerous ways to open the hatch up. You can walk up to it. You can hit the button.
Right, you were telling us how the one is the limits were off. The
so
limits were off. They were opening
like a foot. It opens a foot, so then you manually push it up. It'll close a foot.
And you're fighting against.
So at first they tell me it's going to be an adjustment. It'll take 5 hours. I'm thinking that's the dumbest thing I ever heard.
Like a limit
no one would
switch.
ever adjust something a foot.
Sounds like limit switches.
So I bring it down there. It took him about a week. It's a brand new 19.
Told him they needed he needed a motor.
So motor goes in. Motor doesn't fix it. Then they said, okay, the harness from the motor to the computer. They put that in. It didn't fix it. Then they say, well, it's got to be this, not a relay.
Fucking limit switches.
Yeah. No, but those are built into something. So then it says a module. It needs a module. Okay, that module didn't do it. Here's the other module, okay? This is all coming from the dealership that's talking to Hyundai, telling them what to do.
Exactly.
Now, the second module, which is the last module in place, did not do it. So now you'll never guess what they're going to replace, but they can't get them till Monday.
The hood.
Switch.
The fucking hood struts. or the hatch struts, which have no electronics whatsoever. Why in the fuck would they throw that at it next?
Is it because it's so hard to move that it's
They must think that it's bent, but it's at a fucking.
So hold on.
It's at a technician. Wouldn't they know?
Hold on. So you're saying then, after that, everything will have been replaced. Everything.
Well, according to them, because I agree with you. What else? If they're going to the part we're going to put hood struts in now.
What controls the opening and closing?
Depends. The key.
Is the strut, is it mechanized?
Oh, and here's how I know it's... No, I already know it's... I'm going to call them back. You know how I know it's not the struts?
How?
They told me the other day, after they put the motor in and it didn't work, they hooked up their scanner, and they can open and close it perfectly with the scanner. So how the fuck would it be the struts?
No, they're wasting time.
If their scanner would do it.
The struts are anytime they're connected to the motor. That's how those things operate, right?
What do you mean?
He's saying the struts are just for ease of movement. They're not connected.
What I'm saying is, they told me the other day, they either lied to me.
Yeah. No, but what he's asking is, are the struts connected to anything?
Are the struts what's making it go up and down?
No. Are they connected to anything?
I don't know. I have no
What's
fucking
the motor
clue.
connected to? You know?
I have no idea what the motor
strut,
connects to.
Likely. Because that's like on my Tahoe, they connect to the motor. My strut has the assembly.
And the struts sometimes have the limit switches.
Okay.
It has it within it, exactly.
Sometimes.
So therefore, why when he hooks up his scan tool, then he just lied to me, outright lied? That's possible.
Tell me about the scan tool.
He said he hooked up the scan tool to the computer, and he can go into the module for the strut and open and close the door 100% perfect.
Yeah, that's like turning the lights on and turning them off. It doesn't tell you what the problem is.
No, but he's saying if it was in the strut, it wouldn't go all the way up.
Yeah, but the strut could have a problem because it doesn't know where it needs to
Or it could have the limit switch like you're talking about.
Like a wiper motor
but then
where
wouldn't
to
it...
park. It may not know
he's
where.
forcing it to go all the way up, all the way down.
No, what I'm saying is they hook up their scan tool. This is what they told me. And they can say, open the fuck up, and it opens the fuck up. Close the fuck down, close down. It works perfect. But it doesn't work with the key. It doesn't work with the button.
It won't operate at all.
No.
It'll come up a half a foot.
That's what I'm talking about. It doesn't know its position. It's like a wiper motor.
But then why when they manually do it through the scan tool it
Well, it
does?
is on and off. It's an on and off switch. It's turning lights on, turning it off.
Because he's saying that it's just going to
It just
fold down.
it doesn't it bypasses a limit switch.
The computer ain't smart enough to know that the thing is functioning correctly. It just knows to...
So you're saying there might be some fucking common sense behind this?
Yes, mechanically. So
All right.
that's why they
Then I'm not even going to call them. I'm going to leave
But
it where
here's
it is.
the problem.
I'm thinking these are $10 fucking...
I'm thinking it's talking. It sounds like software.
They're calling technical support. Technical support has probably not seen this problem, and that's why they're trying and throwing things at it.
Hey,
did you Google it?
After there's nothing, dude. There is nothing on it. After the motor, they literally got through Hyundai's Tech Link because they had no idea where.
What about the loosen up behind the wheel? Are they going to do anything with that?
Suzanne!
Hey.
Remember, this is Suzanne's.
Oh, that was a quick withdrawal from that one. Holy cow.
This was no Genesis.
No.
Okay,
I'm Tom
that makes me
Martino,
feel better, actually.
303-713-TALK,
Your Tahoe's
303-713-8255. Okay, so we have our car experts here. If you have any questions, we have a little time left. Tom, go ahead. What's going on, Tom?
Thank you for taking my call, Tom. Greatest show there is on.
Thank you. How can we help you? If we can, I hope.
I have had some auto repairs done at a shop where they were going to check out a non-starting issue. They made repairs to it without calling me and asking me for my go-ahead to spend my money doing it.
So what was the understanding? Hold on, Tom. You dropped it off, and what did you say to them?
I want to find out why I have this issue with my car.
And they said they would give you an estimate. What did they say?
Well, they said they would check it out, although it sat on their premises for a week.
And what's the name of the repair shop?
It's called Fortis Automotive in Louisville, Colorado.
Okay, so it sat there, and then you said they started doing work without permission?
Well, I came back from a vacation, and I said, well, what's with my truck? And they said, well, we didn't get to it yet, but we'll do something tomorrow. We'll look into it. And I was very clear that I didn't want to spend a lot of money. This is an old truck I use.
So what happened?
3 times a year. So when I finally did call a day or two later, I guess it was a day later after they got a chance to look at it, I was told that a new ignition switch was put in, sits on the steering column, and basically 4 bolts to take it down and put it in. That's not the point. The point is, I'm then told that I got a $300 bill for that.
Well, they can't do repairs without some kind of authorization from you.
Up to what, $100?
Yeah, $100 or 10% beyond the estimate. But so they never got any kind of approval from you
to go ahead with any changes other than to identify the problem.
And is that what they're charging for?
How much did they charge you to check it out?
Identifying the problem and fixing the problem.
No, they fixed it? Then did they fix it?
They fixed that, yes.
Okay, Tom, here's what I want to say to you. Your entire bill was how much?
They charged me something like $435.
Okay, now, that $435, here's what's weird, is they technically did not get your authority or approval or permission. They can only charge you $100 under the Auto Repair Act. But what and you could probably get away with it if you really argue this, if they can't show you something. Now, they can claim they got verbal approval. They have to have the time, date, and manner in which you gave the approval and who they talked to, so they could falsify that if they wanted. But it all comes down to this. I'm just curious. Not that I'm suggesting you just take it and no matter what pay it, but was it worth it? In other words, what did they do for that money? We haven't even talked about that.
Well, they basically identified that
and they fixed it.
The switch unit, and they did the electronic portion of the ignition switch?
Yeah, it's that little thing that's adjustable with a rod on it on the column for a Ford.
Sure.
You turn the key.
I mean, I don't know, $430.
That's not uncommon. That's what that costs.
All right, so here's the deal. If the question is going to be, they did break the law, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Now, you may get the Auto Repair Act behind you, but if they truly fixed it and they didn't overcharge you, wouldn't you have approved it anyway? What would you have done? Would you have said, forget it, I'm going to keep it like it is? What would you have done, honestly, Tom?
Honestly, I'm a little bit of a wrench myself. If they would have said, here's your problem, I would have said, thank you, here, I'll pay you for your time in identifying it, and I could replace the $20 switch myself.
All
Your
right.
mechanics know that that's not rocket science, right?
Okay, but okay, you're a nightmare customer. You're the kind people don't want because they diagnose something and then you do it yourself. But by the way, I don't know what was understood when you dropped your car off. You just wanted it estimated so you could do it yourself.
But that's why there's a work order. The understanding is whatever that work order says.
Yeah. So did you sign anything whatsoever?
No.
Okay. So did you tell them you're not going to pay?
No, I paid to pick up the truck. Is it water under the bridge now, Tom?
No. You oh, well, ho. When you paid, did you sign?
I only signed the credit card receipt.
You didn't sign any kind of work order.
But even the credit card receipt is going to say it's done, it's over.
No, he paid. It doesn't. Listen, if I pay a bill,
let me add one thing.
You're saying that he approved it by paying it. That's kind of right. They're going to say, well, he approved it when he paid it, but I don't know. I mean, what do you want, Tom? Do you want to cheat the guy? What do you want?
Well, I don't want to cheat the guy.
He did the work. I mean, it's not
Is
the
he
end
a
of the world.
terrible guy? Is this guy terrible?
It's not the end of the world, right? I mean, you could go back to him, and now that you paid and say, look, under the Auto Repair Act, you weren't supposed to charge me over $100 because you didn't have my authorization.
Why didn't you talk to him when you picked it up?
Yeah, why didn't you?
Let me just say that. Let me just add this real quickly. I was talking to the owner of the shop. The mechanic who did the work heard me. And I said, you never got authorization for this work.
And what did he say?
And the mechanic said, I apologize for that. And that's when I said, well, that's not legal.
Okay, well, then you got to fight it out, man. You already paid. I'm Tom Martino. Save all your problems for me.
He authorized it when he signed that credit card receipt.
Hey, those my mouth.
What that guy did is not.
He's a nightmare.
I just got over mono. I don't want to get that again.
I'm sorry.
Hey, we share around here, bro. Yeah, you drink no water.